all, not at all. Xenox,
Yeah.
we move on with tonight.
We
That's
do.
the best part about it. We get to
We
see a rematch of last night's critical game, by the way. Circular Spheres won that out in overtime against Antic. They now face toe-to-toe.
Yeah, they do. And I'm the only one that has gone for Antic. I messaged Logic, I messaged Juicy, the Don himself before the game, just to get a bit of a feel. I was like, boys, should I back you in? How are you actually feeling? And they were both pumped and ready. Logic and Juicy both saying that last night was more of a choke, an accident, shouldn't have happened. They've learned from that, and so they're ready to bounce back tonight in a match that will matter certainly far more than a best of one yesterday. And I think we've always spoken about this team, about, you know, a team on paper.
Yep.
It's time to come off the paper and into the server and actually perform.
Yep.
And if they do that and they play to their very best, we get the best out of Frixer, we get the best out of Killerman. Logic goes to his absolute Super Saiyan best. We know what we're going to get from Tuhan and Juicy. They're a team that can certainly win this game. But it's enough about the words and what we could get. They've actually got to show it.
Well, this is the defining factor of, I think, every team in the region right now and where they sit, guys. It is the sum of their parts. And unfortunately, the sum of Antic is not making a big enough splash in the overall scene.
I mean, their attacks last night just simply were not good enough. They had a 6-1 lead after the first attacking round. They then could not close out the game. As simple as that. It's the easiest way I could put it. There were multiple rounds where Antic should have won last night. Yes, it's an isolated best of one, but the fact that they're now rematch a day later, it certainly seeds doubt and concern for me that this roster, again, numbers are great, players can perform, but if they don't actually show up on the day, I don't think even a best of three could save them last night. So that was very concerning. But I'm quoting what they have said themselves. They are a coin flip team. They're a flip-flop team themselves. Yesterday could have just been a one-off. Today, they could be great. Who knows?
You don't agree, Rob? You're holding it in?
I am. I'm holding it in. I honestly think that this has been the most disappointing stage we've seen out of a team. And that might be really
a team
hard
with
to say.
expectations.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's the opposite of the Panic storyline. Panic came in, we thought they'd do nothing. They did more than something. Antic, we thought they would come in and finish second, and they are lucky. They are almost lucky to be in playoffs. That's how bad the performance has been. That's how consistently inconsistent they have been throughout the stage. And I don't want to harp on it anymore because this roster has unbelievable players. They have 4 of the top 11 players from Stage 2 on this team, with a player that has more experience than most of them put together. That is why we are being so harsh on Antic at the moment. This is a huge opportunity to change the story because they're going up against a team that have just freshly beaten them less than 24 hours ago. Circular Spheres came into this stage and they were the disappointment. They were the shunned family member of Oceania. They went 0-14, Xenox, but they turned it around.
Yeah, and they did do it really quickly as well. I remember that their third game, I swear, was like a 7-0 or something ridiculous, and then their fourth game was close to that as well. So they really did wipe that deficit by play day 4. And look, a roster that's been together for such a long time. Goofed at one point was looking like the best player on the planet. Had himself a good couple of play days. Jay Kenner has really gotten to a solid level by the time playoffs has come around. So it's a team that I think is fit and firing on all cylinders. They've really gotten better as the stage has gone on, which speaks volumes for this roster. They themselves have also said, come playoff time, they're prepared for the best of threes. They're going to feel confident and comfortable. And it's a really good litmus test now for Antic. This is a roster that has got experience. They've been around the blocks. They've played in these kind of games before.
You mentioned Goofed, right? Clearly, towards the back end of this league, performed incredibly well. Despite that, last night, he was the lowest rated player on the team, had 5 entry duels, went 2 and 3. Overall, a 714 KD. He was probably the least impactful on the team, yet they still grinded away and made that comeback work. Jay Kenner stepped up. Physics had an outstanding performance as well. 15 and 10. Wouldn't know it looking at the league stats. So Circular Spheres just have this weird ability. And I think, honestly, it probably comes back to the friendship that they have and the bond to be able to bring back this stage and just chip away every game, every round, an opportunity to reset and a free shot tonight to pull off, a really big upset and throw the league into a bit of disarray.
But that's the thing. You mentioned the word comeback. So it was a 6-1 lead for Antic. Now, that was then emulated very much straight away by what we saw from Circular Spheres. To me, though, it says more about the fact that Antic just kind of choked. They threw that game. They screwed up. And what that game showed me is if they had actually just got the job done and played to the level we know they're capable of, it honestly could have been a 7-2, 7-3, and we'd be probably talking about this game quite differently. At the end of the day, yes, it was a great comeback from Circular Spheres, and they won. They also only won at 8-7.
Yes.
So they got into that hole for a reason. This game, for me, is a genuine 50-50 in terms of this series. It does depend a little bit on the maps. I would be quite surprised if Nighthaven Labs is kept up, considering what happened for Antic, but they may also look at it as an opportunity to actually redeem themselves on that map, knowing what the position they got themselves into, to then respectively get back into that position, but this time close it out. Now, what's interesting though is that I am the only one on the desk that has gone for Antic. I don't understand that, Rob. That's a little concerning, but does that speak more about Circular Spheres or does that speak more about Antic?
I think that speaks more about Antic. I am not an analyst by any means, but I'll tell you what I truly feel, and Antic just are too inconsistent. That, I think, is ultimately the reason why so many people have gone for Circular Spheres. And they've, Antic unfortunately put a target on their back at the start of the stage, and it just has not gone away. Every team that's gone up against them, that is the team you want to take down, is always Antic. Bliss are the team that you're hopeful for. You want to get close. You don't expect to take them down, but Antic is always within reach, and that is why they have just consistently been put in the dirt. Here is a great opportunity as we head to the map vetoes, and I want to make sure I also make comment. Circular Spheres have not been consistent either. They lost to Panic in their 5th playday, which was an absolute shock defeat, and things have kind of been a little bit here and there, hit and miss. They only made playoffs in the last playday.
This Lab's going to get through.
I think it might. I mean, surely Circular Spheres do not ban Labs here. They don't.
Well, so first 4 bans, exact same as last night. So it's going to be a very similar veto. Yeah.
Okay. Do we go to Labs in the opening? 2 matches. Consulate picked out by Antic. That's a bold move.
Well, I was going to say there is a world in which CS don't actually pick it, maybe sensing a bit of a bait opportunity there for Antic. They themselves, Circular Spheres, know full well they did go down 6-1 for a reason. This might end up getting banned here rather than being the 3rd and decisive map. Consulate for Antic, I like that for them. Is that the kind of map Circular Spheres will typically play? I don't think so off the top of my head. The Clubhouse does indicate to me a little bit more of a normal kind of structured pick when it does come to Circular Spheres. They have banned out Cafe, they've banned out Bang. They might want your Clubhouses, your Oregons, maybe even the Labs. They would be more than fine to let through. Oregon does get banned out. With that, it really does come down to, will we see the Labs again as a decisive?
Wow.
We will. And I think a very fitting map, considering what happened yesterday on that map. 8-7, 6-1 comeback from Circular Spheres. The Cider map is there. And I honestly think right now, both teams are probably looking at this as being happy. I genuinely believe that. I think both teams will say they've done well in the map veto.
Yeah, for me, Consulate's a pretty intriguing one. I'm looking back at some of the CS ban vetoes throughout the stage, and it's really a map that they themselves have not needed to ban out. It's typically been their opponents that have taken it off the board. So I think in a sense, CS may have won that initial for the first 2, then they get Club as their pick. Nighthaven, though, I mean, that's the big spanner in the works. I really do hope we get to the 3rd map because, as we saw yesterday, some real struggles on attack, and that's going to be the side that wins potentially that map, and then as it plays out, the series as well.
I mean, that's Clubhouse as well. I mean, who's going to be able to attack well in Clubhouse? That's going to really dictate that particular game. And then you could say, well, Consulate should favor the attack a little bit better. So Antic are basically backing themselves in to say they're going to be the team that in this series should do better as an attacking force. We're going to Consulate. We want to open things up a little bit. We know that Clubhouse is going to be structured, default. We know that Nighthaven Labs is going to favor the defense. Can they break through those barriers? I honestly think that for Antic, they'll be happy they got their Consulate. It's a map that Circular Spheres maybe won't be comfortable on. CS will probably feel confident on Club. I see this going to all 3 maps.
I hope it does. Honestly, I do hope this does, because this has all the great makings of a tantalizing match, Jake. But it is time for us to get underway with map number 1. We head to Consulate. Devin Mandy to run you through the action.
Thank you, Rob. I feel adequately tantalized. We were teased yesterday. We were teased with attempting 8-7 that realistically, as the guys on the desk said, maybe shouldn't have been an 8-7.
Yeah, no, absolutely not. All it came down to was winning a whopping single attack on either team, and then it was decided by whoever got defense on OT first, and it was Circular Spheres. So yeah, arguably, that one really shouldn't have come down to the wire, I suppose. all it would have taken is for Antic to have gone into their attack half and won 2 attacks instead of 1.
But as a result, like at the end of that game, Circular Spheres not only won it, but they really won the mental battle that was on the line. Like for Antic, they were really pushing for second place, and Circular Spheres absolutely put them in their place, which seems to be a trend. There is quite a rivalry between these two rosters. CS, they've always been the bogeymen for these Antic players, even as far back as when they were wildcard a year ago. And now, with everything on the line, we're playing a full best-of-3 series. In the playoffs, the winner will go and face Team Bliss in the semi-finals. 2 BO3s away from a major. These players seem to be, if they can lock out here. Of course, as we start on Consulate, we'll see what Circular Spheres, or rather Antic, can achieve on their own map pick.
And keep in mind as well, it's not just a major to face 2 spot at a major as well. So yeah,
Easy.
skipping the entire play-ins is a pretty big buff here to the OCE region. Of course, now we have the wild card. Phase 2 slot of the many regions.
Very true. But imagine being like Bliss and then not managing to capitalize and actually utilize the Phase 2 slot that you earned for your region. Like imagine Antic or Circular Spheres or Man or Odium take that spot away. That would be pretty gnarly.
That'd be mean.
Everyone is imagining Bliss will go through, but we've seen some pretty freaking close competition in the league so far. Antic have always been the second place in this region for quite some time, ever since the Bliss era. But will that remain? It is undetermined. We're not really sure. I wouldn't be too surprised if Circular Spheres sweep the rug out from underneath them.
I would be very surprised. I'll be honest, I'll be quite surprised.
What, you'll be surprised if Antic win? Or
Oh
if
no, I
Spheres
thought you
win?
meant Circular Spheres go to the major.
Oh,
No,
that's...
no, if Circular Spheres win tonight, I will be not surprised because I predicted them. Wow.
You did?
Who would go?
And why is that? Because of yesterday?
I think no. I think recency bias. You know, Circular Spheres, they look alright. Ever since the first week, they've not lost a game, right? Or something like that. So
Damn, that's actually a big
that
call.
correct?
That is not
That is
correct,
not
though.
correct, damn.
Actually, funnily enough, every week it alternates. So
does
in
it?
the
They either
opening
win
week,
both or lose both.
yeah. So in the
okay,
first
never
week
mind.
they lost 0-14. Second week they won 14-3. Third week they lost, and the games are pretty close.
They just had a
And
lot
then-
of OT games, right?
Yeah,
So that's how
and
they got
so
their
since
points.
then, so yeah, their
Okay.
first 2 weeks, it was win or lose dominantly, and then last week and yesterday it was lose dominantly last week, now win dominantly. Sorry, not dominantly, closely.
Yeah.
So we'll see if that continues today. I wouldn't be surprised if this is a grueling 3-mapper and Circular Spheres come out on top, but that is still very much an underdog pick, right? Antic are the favourites here.
You think so? I'm a believer, man. I'm a believer. That's all.
I'm a believer, but I just can't picture Circular Spheres as being the favoured team here. Like, I think that on paper, Antic should be the favourites. I just think Circular Spheres might have their number.
You never know, but nevertheless, we are going to go on to Consulate. Keep in mind, Consulate is the map pick of Antic, so you would think that if there's any map that Antic are really prepared for and they're going to look really strong on, it's going to be this one in the BO3 series. Because they picked the map, though, they did not pick the side, which means they're going to start out on the attack. League so far tends to be defender-sided, and if yesterday said anything between these two teams, it is that perhaps neither one of them knows how to attack, so hopefully Consulate will change the dialogue a little bit here. On board now with Jakenna, who's down inside of Visa. Having to think about whether there are some pre-placed drones down here to spot him being down here. He's got the C4, of course, so he is posing a threat to any of the entries of the Antic players once they do actually enter into the building.
E1D. Not a lot of movement on the back of that. It seems like Antic are trying to bait these roamers down below into overextending. Funnily enough, it's actually Tuhan who dies first. Now, this is quite an ambitious mirror window. Quite a big blow already for Tuhan to go down here on the ground floor. Nice long shot there from Goof with that long angle thanks to the mirror window.
This is quite an interesting interpretation of this defense. Rather than extending too far out into the soda hallway or inside a break, they've done a bit of an extension here with the triple Rios, but instead it's a lot more focused in towards the backside of this bomb site and playing off these back of those mirrors and enabling the players to actually be able to play in front of them a little bit, like just slightly adjacent to them. It's pretty interesting. Not just that, but yeah, Jakenna from down below is going to be able to sink that C4. Of course, he held on to that position inside of Visa, preparing for that for a very long time. Is finally able to capitalize on it.
That's going to hurt for Antic. 2 players down on a defensive-sided map. Another C4 prepped here in the default plan spot on the entry. Won't even be needed as of yet. Wow, this is just dominant. There's no words for this. Antic completely shut down in the opening round. Not even a contest. Circular Spheres cruising.
Yeah, pretty linear attack there for Antic. Sort of ended up playing into the hands of Circular Spheres, in my opinion, towards the end there. It was essentially 2 runways that they forced themselves to peek down, and they were met by the great force of the mirror windows and the keeper barricades, which they didn't really have the tools to take down either. There wasn't really the plethora of ranged explosives that they had to go and deal with that, let alone flashbangs, that type of thing, to actually be able to displace some of those players. So Circular Spheres just hold on to their power positions, aided by some of that utility. They win the round.
So do we expect this to be a really defender-sided game? Because as you said yesterday,
yes,
there were only 2 attack rounds won in a full 15. Is this really just what we're in for on Consulate as well?
I don't know. So the last time that we saw Antic play Consulate, I was actually quite impressed by the way that they attacked the map. I thought, maybe not so much that top floor bomb site, but I thought the way that they cleared through the map was really efficient. The last time that we cast them together, Dev.
It was Odium, right?
Yeah, exactly.
They actually took down Odium. We weren't really expecting them to beat Odium, to be honest.
Yeah. I was pretty impressed by their iteration of Consulate, and I'd be surprised if it was attacker-sided still, but I would be even more surprised if Antic were only able to get 1 attack, like we saw yesterday. Yeah, I think their attacking capability on this on the map should be a little better than yesterday, at least.
Yeah, so these guys actually did win 4 attacks in regulation against Odium. So that's quite impressive.
That's very good. Yeah. That's excellent.
And yet, here they are. They started and they get flawlessly taken down. Of course, as we move down to the basement, bomb site, very different style of attack. It seems like Antic are going to go for a roam clear, however, and there are very much players ready to meet them.
I quite like the pre-placed drones that Juicy's holding onto as well. It's really enabled his players to get in nice and quick in this top floor. And yes, there is still a presence here, but because they've surrounded the building so quickly, there's already a cutoff player inside of admin, aided by that pre-placed drone. That's Frixel, who's just gotten really quick and prevented Jakenna from rotating back in towards the ground floor. Physics now is also being potentially threatened by a player on the top of the yellow stairs, but he has another way out instead, dropping down the second connector hatch. Yes, second
new connector. Is that
new
connector? What you want to call it? Callouts on this map are a different beast. As is Physics here. He's actually still looking for some kind of presence here on the stairs with his shotgun. Feels like he can't be satisfied just falling back. I mean, Goofed is low HP. Jakenna's gone down. You need to extract some form of value from this roam before you just give up the ground.
Time ticking away. Double vertical operators for Antic does make me think that they've cleared out a lot of this ground floor, though. Even though it doesn't look like they have a lot of presence in the ground floor and players, they have in terms of map control. And that's because off the back of this vertical control, they now know that there are no players inside of Tellers. There's probably no one in lobby. There's probably no one in piano either. So now they can go and make use of this ground floor instead. The places that have not been checked, though, is Visa. And that's where Goof is currently sitting.
What's a bit concerning for me, Mandy, is that this roam has been somewhat cleared, but they're not actually putting vertical pressure onto the bomb site. You've got the double vertical operators, and yet, where are the Bucks and Rams on this ground floor? Like, 2-on finally gets into position, but Physics has taken down Logic. This is far from ideal. Nomad's in the building and taken down. Physics is traded. A little bit ambitious there, and he gives up the numbers equality that CS had established for themselves.
I think Jape is in a pretty tough spot from here on out to displace on the vertical. It's not super easy, and so instead they're going to turn their attention in towards trying to land some execute down here. 30 seconds left, and well, a wall has been open for Juicy, but he doesn't have a lot of HP, so he's got to wait for the rest of his teammates to get in position to cover the plant. But here goes Goofed.
Could be big. He hears a skeleton key ring out. He's biding his time. He could have a huge impact here. He finds the first kill, rounding the corner, spots the second, but Frixel takes him down. Numbers in Antic's advantage, but the plan not confirmed. In fact, Juicy is injured. There's no way this diffuser can go down. They're going to have to go for kills. And indeed, it's Circular Spheres that come out on top of those engagements at the end of the round. Oh, what a shambles for Antic. They had every advantage and they couldn't convert.
Yeah, good roam clear, but not able to translate it back down into the basement. Circular Spheres biding their time, waiting for that to come through. couple really pivotal kills as well coming out in towards the execute, the one in through the breach especially. That was the diffuser going down on the ground. And then there was not really redundancy there for Juicy. No one was there to pick it up. They had to go for kills at the end there. But then at that point, Circular Spheres are in such safe positions on the anchor that you can't really deal with them by then. Not only that, but they haven't really been displaced that much by the vert either. So yeah, Antic probably taking a bit too much time on the top floor with the Roam presence that was there, and then leaving it too late for the execute.
Attackers need to locate and defuse.
Seeing a lot of red flags, Mandy. If Antic want to back up the result that we saw from them against Odium on this map, they would have to win all 4 attacks from here on out. And with the first one being flawlessly in favor of Circular Spheres, and the second one being pretty average, again, from Antic, I don't see that happening. I think they'd be lucky to get 3 rounds in this half the way they're playing at the moment.
You never know, you know?
You never do.
Know. They look like they're warming into it, you know what I'm saying? Like that last round looked like they had a plan and they executed it, but it just wasn't that efficient, right? Whereas I think the plan before that was pretty abysmal, right? Yeah. That first round. So I don't know. With every round that they've played, they've got a bit better.
Well, at least they found the opening kill in the second round, but yeah, unable to convert a man advantage is a bit of a red flag there. Spent so long on that vertical game from the top floor into the ground floor, even though there was nobody in the ground floor contesting it. It didn't have enough time to actually focus up on site. Now, we're going on to tertiary bomb site. If there's anywhere that Antic should have a better chance, it's here, right? In theory, you would be able to lock it out when you're going against the split bomb site.
This is an interesting idea from Antic and Juicy, especially on the OCE. Split bomb site does mean that both the ground floor and the basement are under threat from the attack. Now last time, well, not last time, but in general when we've seen Consulate, this basement-only attack has been quite popular, especially with the ability to go and cut off players through Visa, through windows, and entering in through the door, and some easy stuff that you can achieve on the ground floor. But there is a shotgun on the other side of this wall that Juicy doesn't know about. Now he does.
This is very awkward. Like, wow. How do you just brute force that? At least there is a trade here for Circular Spheres and a second one to double down. A little bit overzealous there for Antic as they push deep for this refrag. Logic's got that diffuser back again, but he's feeling a lot of pressure. Well played from Circular Spheres to actually convert that into an advantageous position for themselves.
Frixel has found a hole in the ground floor, which is completely uncontested by the defense and is going to make his entry. Oh, Tuhan, he's jumped straight into the basement.
I like this.
Got info on the player inside a boiler, but doesn't land the shot. Onto Pinku, and Pinku can back off into the bomb site.
Yeah, desperate now. Logic is going to have to peek this using the glass scope through the smoke. Frixel really needs to have a big impact here. Like you said, he snuck into the ground floor, but he hasn't found much for it. The retake of the position as well from the defense, getting back behind that shield. It's over. I mean, this is going to be a full rotation, 3 rounds on defense in a row from Circular Spheres. Antic have not looked too good here on their map pick thus far. A lot of red flags, a lot of concerns. And another very dominant round in pocket for Circular Spheres. Looking pretty elated. Just cruising on through, happily, once again, breaking Antic's hopes and dreams.
Yeah, I mean, they haven't looked very tested in the service so far, and I think timeout from Antic is pretty well warranted here. I would say Antic probably pulling an ill-advised attack there into the defense of Circular Spheres. They essentially walked straight on into a 3-way crossfire in the basement. Shotgun, 2 players to support him. And they didn't really have another mode of attack following from there. They tried to make it minimal and minimal direct into 3 players that were expecting that. So yeah, well played from Circular Spheres. Have a good read on what was going on there and established themselves quickly.
Yeah, I actually honestly think it was a bit ambitious for Antic to even just like try and swing that player on the shield. Like that's a 50-50 fight, even when there isn't a refrag opportunity there from Circular Spheres. So I don't know. I don't know what the idea was there. Don't know what the calls are all about, but yeah, very messy, very unusual, very strange from Antic, and we need to see them fire up a lot more. Next attack will be onto that top floor, which you said they had a pretty poor, a bit of a rough idea of going for the admin take across. But thankfully they've taken their tactical timeout. This is now a technical pause, so they can't talk in the technical pause, but what would they have talked about in the tactical timeout, I wonder?
That's a good question. What would they have talked about?
How do we attack on Consulate? Anyone remember? We used to be good at this. We're meant to be good at this.
Yeah. What are we talking about if I was Antic? What would you be talking about if you were Antic in that tactical timeout?
Just full reset mentally.
But is it really mental at this point, or is it strategic?
I think
That's
it's
what I'm
both,
thinking,
to be honest.
you know?
But like my main concern is you're down 0-3 on a side you're pretty good at.
Yeah.
Even if strategically you're struggling, like that's going to convert into
Okay,
mental
true,
fatigue,
true,
into some negative bad
true.
vibes.
That's always the caster spin on it, isn't it?
Well, I do reckon like there would be a bit of bad vibes after this.
Yeah,
But yeah, I mean, just simplify. Like, okay, what is our attack on the top floor? Okay, let's do that. Like, even if it's just full admin across, like, just dot the I's, cross the T's. Don't get picked downstairs contesting mirror windows. Stop trying to frag out, honestly. Like, Antic, stop just trying to, like, brute force it and win your gunfights because you're just better. Like, that's not how this game works. Especially not against CS.
Interesting. I'm thinking, if I am Antic, knowing that the next bomb site is going to be the top floor, I would maybe consider working the other side of the map instead. I would be at the point where I would be at the point where it might be worth a yellow take or a CEO take here, because you've seen this setup essentially that Circular Spheres have brought down, and Circular Spheres' setup is like essentially directed for an admin take, right? They've got most of the mirrors facing the admin side of the map. So in that way, if you're on the attack, you just say flip it around and try and get back on your horse by having a solid plan going into the next round.
I rate it. Sometimes you just need to flip the switch, like go for something completely different. I rate that. But yeah, it really just comes down to like what have Antic prepared going into this, because you do realistically need to have prepared some kind of CEO yellow take. I think it's a little bit less clear like how you get your boots in the building for a CEO/yellow take.
Yeah.
A bit more
it's not as
finicky.
easy. Yeah. Also, by the way, call outs once again. So we've got second connector now. Does that mean that this part of the map can be called second long?
I hate it.
Because there's long and second long. You know what I'm saying?
I'm going to be real with you. When I play this map, most of the time it's just on ping.
On ping.
over
No,
there.
no. But we're casters, okay? We've got to get this right. There's long desk, the tiny hallway next to it, second long. Surely, you know?
Sure, but that's
Seconds remaining.
3 syllables. That's a lot of... You're asking for a lot there, Mandy.
What else is it called?
5 seconds to insertion.
I don't know.
That's what I'm saying.
Mid?
Yeah? Okay, true.
I'd go for mid.
Okay, true, mid. That makes more sense. Mid, long, mid, and medium. Yeah,
Long,
all in a
mid,
row.
meeting.
Okay, yeah, I'm going with
Yeah.
that. That's better. That's
Big.
much better.
Can we see... Wait, if Physics walks into this room, what's it actually called? Side room. So you could call this side, I guess.
No, that's silly.
I think it's kind of... Yeah, I think con makes more sense. I just hate that where con used to be, there's still a window, and I still want to call that con
Yeah,
window.
okay, true. Yeah. I don't know. New connector.
This is why I banned Consulate in ranked.
No!
Because I suck at this map.
Oh, come on. Come on, play with some good Consulate. Okay, here's logic on his potential cutoff. Now, there is info on the play right around the corner from him. Doesn't look like they're going to go for a peek. I think I've called this right,
I
though.
think they
I
might be
think I've
going
called
for a
this
yellow
right.
take, Mandy. I don't know about you.
Hell yeah.
I think you might have read this right. I think you do need a bit of a lurk. I like that we do still have a breach here on the meeting wall.
Oh, he's going to get peeked.
Well, he wants that, right? But you got to be careful.
That's exciting.
We've seen Circular Spheres be pretty good at these aggressive opening engagements early in the round. Antic are just doing a lot of like sitting back, waiting, holding rotations.
Thinking.
This seems to be a little bit of a mini execute though.
So you were saying it's pretty tricky to get yourself on the entry on this yellow take, right? And that your answer has been presented from Antic. They're going to use the combination of the bees and kill a man to entry into the building. Now the Shadow Realm is at bay on the other side, but nevertheless,
Gotta win those
Tuhan
logs.
is able to get the first pick.
Physics was trying to be baited into peeking, but unfortunately Logic only did a little bit of damage in that engagement. Now, a decent crossfire is held by him and Pinku at the moment as Killerman's trying to suss out his options. They really need to get the kill onto Physics on the smoke here inside. There's nobody on the CEO window yet either, and Pinku's taken down Killerman. So the front tip of the spear of the push for Antic's gone down. That enables Physics to go and re-peak. Antic don't quite have enough ingredients here to make this work.
Yeah, I think Killerman's gotten a bit too forwards, a bit too ahead of himself, trying to take the fight without backup there. Onto the crossfire of Physics and Pinku together. Now the diffuser's cold on the ground between two defenders. Not a great position to be in if you're Antic right now. Not only have you got to recover the diffuser here, but you've also got to get into the bomb site. Now a pick from Frixel and Tuhan to double down. It's going to help things out there.
However, Jakenna's found 2 picks and run back downstairs. Or Jape is downstairs, rather. Here's Jakenna on site. He's found another one. He just holds down the fort. Logic yet to find a pick. He gets his first. Now a 1v1. He doesn't have full information, but he's got an inkling. He's got an idea. As he gets that diffuser, he does have time to try and get this off. However, he is sent once into the Shadow Realm by the Fenrir. There's also a cam. The impact doesn't find him. It doesn't fake him.
Run,
Logic,
run.
he's nearsighted. He doesn't have the information, and he is a feared. Taken down by Japer. Jakena's firing up after that one. Logic put down. Circular Spheres continuing their dominance on Consulate.
Good try there from Antic, I think, to recover from that situation through the mid-rounds. Pick up the diffuser, make the double entry into the bomb site, bang, bang, take one gunfight each, 90 degrees. They won those, they got into the bomb site, but from there on out, couldn't translate it, get the bomb down. Logic being stuck in the Shadow Realm, never really went away. He was stuck there
he
for
was screwed,
forever.
man.
Yeah.
Like, he had to fake that. There's no way he gets that. But also, like, the default camera was still up, and Killerman was standing underneath that for, like, 10 seconds as well.
Oh no, are we going to see it in 4K here as well?
No, I think,
Okay,
I mean,
you know
we
what?
didn't spectate him for a lot,
That's
but
a
yeah.
shame.
Can I BM for a second, Mandy?
Yeah, okay.
Why is Antic strat literally just walk in and try and win gunfights?
Yeah, I would agree
Every
with you.
strat is like
I
that.
agree that.
Like, occasionally there's some Bs or some flashbangs, but every round is pretty much just like, let's just win gunfights.
Very linear, very simple.
No one's on the old con window, so I guess the meeting window. No one's on the console window.
Yeah.
Like, there's no one backstabbing. Killerman has the diffuser and he's ace, so he could make a rotate into bathroom if he wanted. But he's just sitting there holding an angle instead with the diffuser, by the way.
Yeah.
I'm
Very strange.
perplexed.
I'm also quite perplexed.
I am plosively perplexed.
They look so good on the attack in the last time in the game against Odium. They really looked like they had the ideas like super well drilled.
They had good attacks.
They had good attacks, but this game, it's pretty linear. You know, very too easy to read into. Once they've entered into one part of the map, the rest of the push is telegraphed because they have no capability of doing something more multifaceted.
Yeah. So what do you reckon Antic's mentality is going to this game? Like, are they a little chalk? Like, whether they would admit it or not, put that aside, do you reckon there could be a little bit of chalk in there from losing to Circular Spheres yesterday, especially from such an advantage?
Definitely. I don't know. I don't know these Antic people that personally, right? But okay, maybe I shouldn't say my point that I'm trying to say. Never mind.
You can speculate. Are you trying to hint that maybe they're a pretty emotional team?
Yeah.
Because I think
was trying to
that's
do
pretty
some-
safe
I
to
was trying to
say.
do some personal speculating, but I think that might be taking it too far. So I think I might retract my talking point. But yes, I do think that they might be rattled from yesterday a little bit. They look it at least in the server. Logic taking the duel onto Guft on the other side. Guft thinks the better of it is going to keep a barricade off the angle instead of continuing to re-peek it. Probably the right choice there. Antic look to clear into the top floor. Try and get that room clear done, but there are two players posing a threat.
Well, at least Log's already found his opening. Pink has gone down. Legion as well. Big operator you want to take off the board early. I want to see how Antic clear this guy. At the moment in long desk, they seem to have an inkling. There's no drones going ahead, though. They better not miss him. First pick goes out. Good trade. But a drone would not have gone astray there for Antic. They better find Physics, though, because he's still tucked away upstairs. He now drops down into meeting. Or rather, into piano. He's spotted on a drone, though. Does he go up or does he go down? Or does he play this with a shotgun for a brief moment? Tempted to go down. Now, there is someone watching his cutoff from outside of yellow. They need to capitalize on this pick. Antic can play hammer and anvil, force Physics down the stairs into the waiting arms of Juicy.
This is much quicker work, though, this time around from Antic through the floors. They've got this vertical game pretty much down pat at the moment. Not only on the top floor, but on the ground floor as well. Not just that, but there's no loose Guft roaming around for a flank anymore. There's only Physics who's still in the ground floor, and that should...
Don't take the one!
It shouldn't be easy to clear out. Okay, it is.
Jesus.
Logic, he's lucky to get away with his life there, but okay, never mind. Jakena is still here for the flank.
Bro, I can't believe Logic is taking that one. Like, get Killerman over, bring some stuns, get someone else to live drone for you. You do something. Don't just take ones. He's very lucky to have won that. And Jakena is coming for a flank. Antic are looking lost. Log wins another fight. Thank God for that. He needs to frag out because Antic, their fundamentals are lacking. And yet they're winning this round. And so they must convert. Will they refrag this? Will they have a solid plant position? Information now. As Japer looks to make this a 1v2, a 1v1! The Don's got to go for frags because there's no way he can plant now. Japer, he just needs to hold on. Circular Spheres are running circles around Antic.
The spheres are so circular, Dev. The spheres are so circular right now.
They're up to some antics, I tell you that much. What is going on in this game?
Oh, God. I mean, to be blunt, Dev, I feel like Circular Spheres are just playing the basement right, to be honest. The basement of Consulate is quite different to the basement on some of the other maps, right? It's not one of the bomb sites where you can put all 5 players on the bomb site and there are 5 power positions that are really strong, right?
You gotta roam, right?
Yeah, you have to think, no, not just to roam. I'm thinking about the late game, right? Instead of falling back into the bomb site, you don't just go back to the bomb site and you sit there and you do nothing. Consulate basement is one of those bomb sites where you want to be thinking about a flank, right? Flanking is actually like a viable option on the defense. It's not like that for a lot of the basement bomb sites in Rainbow Six, but in my opinion, I think the basement of Consulate is one of them. There's not 5 power positions that you can sit on inside of the basement that are going to be impactful. So trying to pose another flank or another threat is a good option. And I think, yeah, the way that Circular Spheres have been playing it, and Antic not being able to keep tabs on it is actually the right way to play this bomb site. And not just that, but I think the anchors that do get left on the bomb site been really good.
I'm going to preface this by saying I'm not a pro player, but I just have so many question marks for what Antic have they doing. Even little things. So firstly, off camera, opening pick. Amazing. Good stuff. Punish some early aggression. Good stuff. Second roamer upstairs, no drone ahead. Nobody is droning long. He gets 1 freebie, and thankfully you do trade it back, but that could have easily been 2 picks for him. Thirdly, not droning. Well, finally, a droning comes out on Physics, holding yellow stairs, and Juicy's playing well. Juicy's cutting off his retreat. So all that Antic have to do is force Physics back down yellow, and it's a free kill, right? You do have stuns on the Ram. Could have brought him over. Logic drones himself, and then takes a 1v1.
So the problem...
Lucky to have won that.
Yeah, I know what you mean. The problem with that part of the rounds for a lot of the vertical players is when you're a vertical player, you're in the mid round, you need space to your thing.
Sure.
Man. You know, you've got to open up all the floor and look down the floor and look for kills, and at the same time, your intel, right? If you open up the floor, you got to look down it. Okay, it's clear. You got to pull out to your team, right? So it's always really hard in that mid-round period to coordinate things to be right, because not only have you got 1, but you've got 2 players trying to watch that. Yeah. The problem with that is that you also don't have people on flank watch.
Yeah, and we saw a flank get a kill as well. It could have been another 2K for Circular Spheres.
No one's on drones on the flank. No one's droning the bomb site, so you don't know where the anchors are either, because Juicy's just lost both of his on the roam clear.
And the only person droning the guy on yellow is Logic himself.
Yep, who needs to take the fight.
Who's just died, by the way.
It's really just a mismanagement of the drone economy, if you ask me, for Antic. The way that they're collecting intel and are capitalizing off it is nah. You know? There's no flow.
Lot to be desired here for Antic as they go into the final round of their attack, and Circular Spheres continuing to look comfy as they find that opening pick. Log's been a bit out of it today. Found a few nice shots, but not enough to warrant a round win yet for Antic as Physics has taken down Killer Man. It's not looking so great. What an angle from Physics. Beautiful shot with the SMG-11. Tuhan's got to do just about everything himself as Frixel does find 1. But keep in mind, this is far from the bomb site down in Expo, and Goofed has retaken above. So nice, easy round for Circular Spheres. Cops up a extremely dominant defensive half, even more dominant than on Nighthaven yesterday. Antic on their map pick, man, this is not how you wanted it to pan out. Frixel better step up right now, otherwise this map's over, and potentially even the series. I like the way he's playing it though, looking at isolate ones, taking the shotgun for favored engagements, but Goofed on the long angle gets him again. This is not a game. This is a massacre. Circular Spheres are up 6-0, and I've got map point on Antic's pick.
Yeah, I was going to say that. Of all things considered, this is Antic's map pick on Circular Spheres.
This isn't ideal.
This isn't ideal. I would have to agree, Logic. You're not wrong.
All right, guys. Tactical timeout's been taken miles ago. How do you lock in now? This is... I love that. Like us yesterday.
Okay, hold up. Hold the phone. All right. All I'm saying, what if Circular Spheres also can't attack?
Possible. I hate to spin the narrative like this, but I'm going to be real. That was good from Circular Spheres, but it was mostly on Antic, that half.
I agree.
I'm just telling you right now, that half was lost by Antic, not won by Circular Spheres. CS are a good team, and I think they're playing well, but they don't have to play well to beat Antic, who are playing in this current state. This is a good team that is not playing to their potential right now. What on earth is going wrong?
Yeah, very strange.
Why can they not play like the Antic that we have seen have such good games in the past. The Antic that beat Odium on this map.
I think some of their attacks were probably a bit too oversimplified for this map. And
Stop droning yourself.
Yes.
Stop trying to take 1v1s. Stop not watching flanks. They even banned the Solus and they couldn't drone.
Moving out to locate a bomb
somehow,
and defuse
it's somehow a combination of like too simple and like really the small things like not thought out like at all. I don't really know how to describe it. It's like those little things. Anyway.
I don't get how they're not having any drones on attack and we barely saw anyone get droned as well.
Anyway. Very odd. Nevertheless, so what if the story is exactly the same and Circular Spheres? Okay, no, it doesn't really matter. I think they're just going to rush from yellow here. No? Or wait, hold on. Are they doing like? Okay, no. I thought that they were like all on drones and then like, okay, don't worry. This looks like just a rush from yellow, really. This
I
doesn't-
respect it.
Yeah.
You got to do it.
Oh no, it's not. They're actually going to try and take ground floor control. Okay, they have Bug. They have Amaru.
Oh, this is cool.
They have Nomad. Ah, I see.
At least
So-
there's intention here.
Yes, look, they're going to segment off this side of the map, this western side of the map, right? Completely. Flanks can't be made because there's Nomad here, and Guft is going to position himself here. They have Vertical and the Buck to try and clear the power positions, which I imagine Jape is going to try and do now. And then they have the Amaru with that diffuser in hand for the execute, aided by the Bees as well. And EMPs on Pinku if they want to shut down some of the stuff like your Fenrir gadgets and whatever, right?
Nice pick.
This is a good plan. This could work.
They've also taken down Log, who was on this roam downstairs. He didn't need to make a move, but he did, and he was cut off. Good read from Circular Spheres. Numbers advantage. Big concerns now for Antic on their defense. Do they make plays, or do they lie in wait?
I'm wondering what Jape is going to do here, right? So I've just seen him get on a drone, and it's making me think he's got info on the bomb site.
Oh, I
yeah,
like
yeah, they know
this.
exactly where this player behind the bomb is. Okay, no, they don't anymore. He's gone.
This is so methodical.
This is great. This is a great clear of the bomb site. Yeah, another power position
Oh
that's
my
now
God.
about to be cleared out. Oh my gosh, he's got a keeper barricade in his hand. Shoot him.
Well, the plan's going down here for Circular Spheres as every single player on Antic falls. An attempt of a retake. Juicy's got the smokes to make this work. He's got to gas him out and look for the plan, but down below, Pinku's looking for him. And Circular Spheres have found everything they were looking for. 7-0. Can you believe it? Antic are in shambles.
This is not a quarterfinal, Dev. I'll tell you that much. This looks absolutely nothing like a quarterfinal. This looks like an absolute crime scene at the moment from Circular Spheres. Great attack to round things out as well. Night and day, the difference between these two teams at the moment.
Oh, I don't even have words to describe what we're watching. Circular Spheres are back. They are the king of 7-0s and of 0-7s. Thankfully, they're on the right side of the scoreboard this time. Antic are completely lost. Their map pick down the gutter, and they'll need to come back on Clubhouse after this break.
Attackers drop the bomb defuse. Attackers recovered the defuse. Attackers bomb diffuser has been dropped.
Getting back into the series, if you can even call it that, Mandy. This is meant to be a quarterfinal. It has been anything but. Circular Spheres taking Antic's map pick on Consulate 7-0. And I honestly don't know how many more rounds are in this game. Antic looking lost. They need to bounce back, and they're not going to be given any second opportunities.
This should be an exciting one. I wonder if we can count how many rounds Antic's going to win.
Like, as in how many, can we
so
predict
far,
it?
They have 0. Okay? In the whole series.
Wow.
How many are you going to get?
I'm going to guess 2.
2.
Yeah, what do you reckon?
I think 2 is a pretty nice round number.
Yeah?
You know? Yeah.
All right, Antic.
No, they're starting defense, you know?
That's why I thought they would get 2
Yeah. Oh.
instead of 0. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
No, I mean, hey, yo, look, you know, it's defense, Clubhouse, they ban out Hibana right off the bat as well.
maybe they'll find 3.
That makes Clubhouse pretty hard. When you don't have Hibana, Clubhouse becomes monumentally more painful. Actually, to be fair, when you have Maverick, it also becomes monumentally painful too. I don't know, there's a lot of good attacking bans.
There are. It really depends on how you play around it. You know, you ban the Hibana and you impact trick
Ooh,
on the basement.
Montebad.
Montaigne ban, the juicy ban comes through. As for D, we'll
TY.
see.
Oh,
The
right, TY
circular
for good luck, I see, okay.
Yeah,
Very
they're
not
wishing
well.
each other good
Oh,
luck.
that's good, you know.
They're thanking each other for the exchanges of good luck.
That's very polite of them.
I respect that. Can I just say, on the politeness front, Circular Sphere is known to be a very memey team. They've been very polite. They have been politely destroying Antic, but
Yeah.
we haven't seen them lippy about it at all.
I'm quite proud of them for that, to be honest.
Very
Maybe, I don't know whether they were given any official warnings
Hope so.
about it because of the Man LFO CS game where I was telling everyone to shut up
Yeah.
in the ult chat.
Yep.
But
I
I'm
know they
very
got a
proud
lot
of
of
them.
Yeah, they got a bit of a hiding for that. You know, something we haven't really talked about is the fact that this is also Juicy versus his former team, in a way. Juicy did have a stint on Circular
yeah.
Spheres at the end of last year,
Yeah.
and it didn't pan out great. And we thought him moving to Antic would be an upgrade for both Antic and for him. Ironically, he's now getting slapped about by his old teammates.
Bombs being defused by attackers.
All right, here we go. Down into the basement of Clubhouse. Antic start out on the defense this time around, which would make me think that hopefully Antic will look more competitive in the series from here on out. Last match was a completely defender-sided game, up until the 1 round that Circular Spheres needed to win on attack, and that was a pretty well thought out attack if you ask me, Dev. So it makes me think Antic, you gotta get back on horse here. It's gotta reset mentally. Go back into this one. You've just lost 7 in a row, but who cares? It's a beer 3.
10 seconds left
Got
before
2 more
insertion.
chances to bring this one back.
Of course, it's Circular Spheres who picked this map, which is a bit of a red flag for Antic. Now, the last time both of these teams played this map, they actually lost it. And funnily enough, they lost to the same team. So we might even be
Oh,
able to
really?
use that
Who'd
as a
they lose to?
barometer. Man, Esports,
Ah,
LFO.
they are Clubhouse merchants.
They are, That
Yes.
team is a Clubhouse match, but Circular Spheres took them to overtime. That was a 6-8 loss for Circular Spheres against Man, whereas Circular Spheres got 5 rounds. It was a 5-7 loss for them
The attacker's bomb
against
diffuser has been dropped.
against Man LFO. So, Circular Spheres statistically do have the better stats on this map, I suppose. Whether that's going to factor into it, I don't know. I just think at the end of the day, like, Antic are either on their game or they're not, and they certainly weren't on Consulate. Well, it remains to be seen whether they are here.
Very fast controls so far for Circular Spheres on the attack in through the top floor and the ground floor simultaneously. Pinku having fully cleared out one of them, and the rest of his teammates doing some solid drone work here to spat out Juicy, who's now on the main stairs, and is the first point of contest for Circular Spheres. Good spot for them to be in now with the operators that they've got at hand as well. They can start to make use of the vertical as well as Gooft, who just jumps onto the Twitch drones and can start to see if he can claim the lives of some of these mirror windows on the bomb site.
A bomb has been located.
Hatchwork always a bit hard on club with Kaid in, with Hibana out. Trying to figure out, can we have a look at the ace if you can, Sky? I just want to see, as he's just thrown out his last 2 Selmas, have they been tricked? Yeah, okay, so, yeah, that was the idea behind the Hibana ban for Antic. you ban the Hibana, they have to open the hatch with Ace, and then you just impact trick the util off. So that kitchen hatch is not getting open unless Buck can make it work, but I don't think he's in position to do so as of yet. Ow, he's almost died.
Triple wall Rio'd as well. So I think Antic realised that the kitchen hatch is staying closed, and by Rioing off the triple wall, they've now Rio'd off 2 points of entry into the bomb site. And
he could just chuck it on.
Oh, okay. Oh,
Never mind,
no,
he can't just chuck it on.
Yeah, that's quite
He's
dangerous.
dead.
Yes, with that vertical open right next to the hatch. Yeah, that's not the safest thing to be putting down on the hatch. Yeah, this is pretty tough here from Circular Spheres. Hey, this is really Antic's round to lose.
Very much so. Antic have everything they need to make this work. Ooh, Juicy takes a huge amount of damage, but the clash will still keep Pinku at bay. As Jukena looks for some kind of an entry. Oh, this would be big if he could take down Killerman here. Not over-aggressing on the angle. Good move for him, but Frixel and Tuhan find their picks, making it very difficult now for Circular Spheres to get into the game, get into the round, and Physics is walking straight into the clash. Big swing there from Tui, and a nice closeout with the pistol, no less, from Killerman. The first round of the series found by Antic, about damn time.
Very nice. They did it. They found one.
They found
Excellent.
a Clubhouse basement defense.
Woohoo!
The second most defender-sided site in the game.
They did it. They did it. The entire room is applauding them right now. I think
Erupted
we
in
even got a
applause.
production applaud, as I understand it. So
Yeah,
yes,
she is
thank
from
you,
Prod.
production. Thank you, production. This is incredible work, really.
The hundreds of people in the production room. It takes a village to put on a broadcast like this. You guys have no idea.
Okay, yeah, Antic did it. Yeah, really locking out a lot of the attacking options for Circular Spheres in through the late round there. Not only did they keep the kitchen hatch closed pretty easily, but they also read up the triple wall. Force them to go down through blue, down through moto, try and brute force their way onto the bomb site, but when you do that into a mirror window, that's pretty tricky. And with the clash there as well, yeah, very easy Antic round.
Well done.
Yeah, I don't think that CS had a clear plan what they were doing there. I think they hadn't really thought through the Hibana ban, but as soon as you see Hibana ban on Clubhouse, what you should be thinking is impact tricking, because it's the entire reason you ban her on this map. And they just chucked those Ace Selmas on. Actually, together, I noticed. He threw them both at the same time, which is, to be frank, a bit silly. Like, if you're at least going to try and get rid of the impacts, like, do them one at a time. But nonetheless, at the end of the day, CS just need to get back on that horse, because they dominated on Consulate for a reason.
Antic are going to send us up to gym and bedroom as the second bomb side of choice. At the moment, we are on board with Frixel, looking to hold on to the stock entry for a little while. It's going to fall down to the basement, that's all right. Now instead, we're going to watch the minigame happen all the way over on CCT wall instead. Okay, Logic has a think about potentially tricking this wall here. Realizes it's done too late, and it's going to go back inside a cache and put his bandit charges on those walls instead. Two Salma charges on this wall do mean that Jukena has only got one left, but it doesn't really matter because Pinku's got plenty of redundancy in the hard breach on the other side of the map. Thermite charge is going to go on Jacuzzi. There's nothing there to stop it, as I understand it so far from the defense. That's going to be opened up pretty easily. In fact, 3 sets of hard breach on the side of the attack will mean that really all of these walls are getting opened up super easily.
And the opening pick has been found as well. A bit aggressive there from Killerman. I think that really digging into hard breach here is a good idea after the failures of last round. And we should be able to see, oh, it's actually going to be the Ash that opens up this mirror window, or at least breaks the glass. We still have an exothermic left. We still have tons of util in the Maverick Torch as well. As I think CS have actually made really good progress. Well, Antic wanting to peek that again. Nice shot there from Pinku. If I'm Frixel here, I'm not over-peeking. Antic have brought the numbers back. We need to be careful not to throw that advantage away.
Circular Spheres look like they're assessing whether they can execute here in this kitchen and what they need to do from here on out to be able to achieve that. So it looks like Jukena from down below is going to try and find an in to claw up the main stairs and assist his teammates with that, but it doesn't matter because Frixel is down there. Not only does he take out Jukena, but on his reroute back into the bomb site, is also able to get the cutoff player as well. 2-piece for him, and with only 2 players left on the side of Circular Spheres, this should surely, once again, be another Antic round.
4v2. A lot of onus on Circular Spheres to bring the picks back. They had an opening kill, and yet they haven't been able to convert that whatsoever. Tuhan, nice flashbang. Physics isn't able to confirm that kill. And Tuhan still doing damage here. Gets the down. Antic have brought this one back, and they made it look pretty breezy at the same time. Nice shot there from Pinku. Only the second kill in the round. He's found both so far, picks up his teammate, 20 seconds. Even now, despite bringing that back, despite picking up his teammate, like there's no way he's going to make this one work. Physics with Diffuser so far from sight. Pinku's going to have to land some insane shots. They could line up. If he finds the long angle, no, never mind. Nice swing from Frixel. And yeah, that's going to be the round done and dusted. Oh, nice shot, but yeah, he doesn't win this one. Come on, kill him. There we go. Antic are into it. Circular Sphere's looking very slow at the start of Clubhouse.
Yeah, absolutely. I think Antic really winning out, I think, through the mid-round especially. Circular Spheres took a long time to poise up for that Jim execute, and by the time they actually tried to make the pinch work on the main stairs dude, that was Frixel. He actually took 2 individual 1 versus 1s that he nailed pretty handily as well. Not only did he manage to take down Jakenna from down below, but he was safe from the main stair cutoff as well, and then from there on out, it really put Antic in such an advantageous position that there wasn't really coming back there from Circular Spheres. Really well played from Antic, and a big round from Frixel.
All right, chat time for CS.
Chit chat.
Chit chat. 0-2 down. Clearly something's not clicking here. What's going wrong, guys? And my first question is like, how is 2E getting that early pick from the CCTV side? Why is there not a methodical clear of Cash and CCTV and top red? Because actually, honestly, the breach game looked really good at the start, like you said.
I don't know. It just didn't really look like they were dedicating themselves to the drone clear, to be honest. It kind of just looked like they were holding it for a line of sight and trying to do something over in gym, which, like, is one way to interpret the bomb site. It's, like, gone a bit out of fashion these days, but, like, it's not wrong, necessarily. Just means that you're focused more on getting your direct takedown, but yeah.
Oh, that was where the 2 picks
That's
were
what I mean.
Frixel.
I think this was sort of like the crossfire that they tried to land to take out the player on main stairs, which would have then enabled them to go and land their execute. That didn't really work out that way. So I wouldn't say that Circular Spheres did anything like inherently wrong.
That's big from a guy who's just got 7-0'd on his map pick, but
Hey, I mean, you gotta keep yourself in it, you know?
I respect that, yeah. I will say part 2 of that statement is, but I respect the grind, man. Like, I think after you get 7-0, you have to have a bit of a laugh at yourself and be like, oh my god, we're shit. But let's fire up now, you know? Let's have a laugh.
Yeah, I mean, it's a bit gross, yo. But like, I understand. I understand. Do what you gotta do. Nevertheless, Antic, they've been pretty good so far on the defense. Quite a fun one as well. It's a little extension over into the jacuzzi side of the map. Now, that wall is not...
Actually not full reared, yeah. They've used all of them.
I think they may have miscalculated here.
It might be that it just...
Oh no, maybe it's intentional
it's
to
impact
trick it.
It's very cheeky. Because it means that you have to open the left side of the wall, which does like change the deepness of the angle that you can get.
Ooh, that's interesting. That's fun.
I think that's cool.
I'm
like
excited.
It.
So who's impact tricking it? Frixel then, hey?
Yeah, he's on the Legion. He's impact tricking from that mirror.
Well, that's fun. Oh, it doesn't really matter. They've got Buck and they can open it instead.
True, but it does make it a little bit awkward now. Like the angle, you know, if you want to, you have to get really deep if you want to use the Ash to get rid of the mirror window, which has worked. So I think they've played it quite well. But I like the idea.
Yeah. It's innovative. I don't mind it either, but yeah, maybe...
It's a nully angle.
Yeah, it's pretty fun.
And anyone contesting that angle as an attacker is fully exposed to top main, the bedroom swing, and the Logi swing.
Okay. But what if now they just go out onto the balcony and just cut him off because he's in the bathroom and he can't, like,
well, he
get
could
out,
always retreat through con, right?
But that's what I mean. If they're out on the balcony, they've got him on cut off, right? So isn't Frixel now stuck here? Oh, but he's got his mates to support him. I think Logic's over there as well.
Yeah, I don't like the way that Antic... Yeah, so this is the cutoff position you were talking about, right? Anyone playing Hero Master, but Pinku's got to worry about the AC window.
This is what I'm saying.
However, this has been well played by Gooft, who is cutting off this position. And a second player's going to cross. Well done.
That's quite fortunate.
Good sprint.
Yeah, interesting. From here on out, it's actually quite dangerous to entry in through Logi as well. They've really got to just jump in through this window, which is exactly what Gooft has gone and done because the footsies line of sight too. So I think Circular Spheres have dealt with this pretty well, all things considered. They've got the control all the way up to Con. Oh my god. That is a very forwards position.
Oh, he sees the gun. He just wants to peek. Oh, the timing was so unfortunate for him. However, keep in mind that Juicy has gone down below and retaken the position with a C4 ready at hand. However, Pinku's found a big kill and the trade comes through. 2-on, getting aggressive out onto the platform. When is this execute going to come through? Because Logic is still aggressive in the site and he's tried to impact trick that wall, however, it hasn't been successful. Oh,
wow.
Good info from Japer. Almost a big pick. And the C4 has actually been wasted by Juicy. He does find a pick downstairs at least. This is just tumultuous, the round. Antic have brought it back into their advantage again. Japer and Jakenna separated and not able to confirm that kill. Logic taken very low. Jakenna has got to land the final bullet in here to make this winnable, but Logic gets the better of him. Now it's desperate for Japer. 1v3. Isolating these fights is not going to be easy. Logic's got him on the cross. And it's a pretty confident, clean sweep of 3 bomb sites for the boys in purple.
Very nice defense, once again, for Antic. Being able to fall off safely, I think, from that position isn't super easy on that bomb site, especially when you go for your extension and there are so many windows that you need to worry about. But nevertheless, one of the two is able to come back, and then from there on out, they just held onto the bomb site pretty well, to be honest. I mean, like, Killerman loses his position in rafters, but Juicy instantly fills up that power position by rotating back down into Garage, capitalizes off having the ground full control. Yeah, I think it just well played there from Antic. They realized what the strong positions were on that defense, made sure that there was always a player there that was, you know, occupying that position all the time, and yeah, essentially just took the right fights, picked the correct battles on the Circular Spheres plays once they tried to enter into the bomb site.
So yesterday, Antic and Circular Spheres on Nighthaven, 15-round game, 2 rounds of attack 1. Today thus far, we've already had Consulate. Now we're 3 rounds deep into Clubhouse. How many attack rounds have been won so far?
1.
1 out of 10.
No!
That means of the last 25 rounds these teams have played each other, there have been 3 attack rounds won.
Oh, God.
3 out of 25!
Oh, God, it's horrible. So
Nobody
okay.
can attack.
Okay, here we go. This is the theory crafting. Okay.
Craft some theories for me,
Circular
Mandy. I want to
Spheres,
hear
They
it.
start on defense on Consulate, they win the map. Antic start on defense on Clubhouse, they win the map.
Who starts
Between-
on defense on the third
No,
map?
but we don't know. But you know who does know? The coin flip.
Dun, dun, dun!
So really, is this best of 3 all just going to come down to chance?
I mean, at that point, neither team could be upset. Like, guys, you've had plenty of chances to make this work. That's for sure.
We don't know, right? That's how it works. Once we get to the end of map 2, then they then go and do the side,
I don't know. I'll have to
the
ask.
coin flip on the sides,
I
right?
will-
So at the moment, we don't know. It is down to the laws of the universe to tell us who is going to win map 3. Because if we're following those laws so far, Antic should win map 2.
Perhaps. Remains to be seen. We're only 3 rounds deep. I'm not fully convinced yet that Circular Spheres won't be able to win one of these attacks. They haven't been great, these attacks, but I think they have been maybe slightly better than what we saw from Antic on the first map. Slightly. I think there's direction, there's ideas. I do think on the basement they'll be tested again. I want to see them actually adapt. They've done a roam clear. It's been good. There's 4 players on site. Surely the 5th is just in dirt. Oh, no, 5th is here in blue. So, yeah, 5 players on site, essentially. And, yeah, the coin flip winner chooses the side. So, for map 3, that's quite comical. Obviously, we're not there yet. So, yeah, we'll do that coin flip after this game is finished, if it does end up being an Antic win and we go to the 3rd map. So we won't find out until after this map's done. But, here's a pick.
Oh, wow.
That's not half bad, is it?
Interesting. Oh, and Tuhan's
This
going to
aggro.
regress up the main stairs. Oh, they know.
Kill
They
him.
know. Oh, no, they know, but it doesn't matter because Tuhan's too good. 2-piece now. Oh, no, just 1 for Tuhan. Never mind.
Low HP, though, on Jakenna did make that a little bit easier. Now Tui's got low HP. I just want to see Circular Spheres go for a church push. Instead, they seep another pick away. They're so committed to going for this kitchen take, but now the numbers have dwindled, and I don't think they've got the ingredients to pull it off.
I agree. Like, what are they doing? You know, Hibana's banned out. You've used both your tin can openers on hatches that aren't kitchen. Therefore, you don't have enough Selma charges to beat out the impact trick minigame. What are you doing on this kitchen hatch, right? In the first place. I think you're completely right. Looking for something on the triple wall, or even something through like dirt and blue at the same time, or something like that is probably the way to go here, right? But nevertheless, it doesn't matter.
Okay.
Even this triple
Weird.
wall hole hasn't really landed in the right spot. So from here on out, it should be shut up for Antic.
Nice pick, though, for Goof. There's one close. If he wins this fight,
Oh,
it's
no,
very
what are you
winnable. And Antic only have 2 players left up. Physics has to get this diffuser down. Japer has no idea where he's being shot from. And Physics is so far from home. Antic lock in another round, bit closer than it should have been. But Circular Spheres, yeah, not cooking on that basement bomb site.
I think they have made a tactical blunder on the utility calculation, right? I mean, no Hibana means that the only hard breach that you have is Selma charges, thermite charges, and tin can openers. You only have 2 tin can openers and 3 Selma charges, which means that 2 impacts will mean that the kitchen hatch.
Yeah,
2 sets of impacts, sorry.
I would love to say
that stays close.
Antic are genius for this Hibana ban. People have been doing this for like 4 years.
Yes.
Like this is
That's
not
what I'm saying.
this is not
That's what I'm
new.
saying.
People do this in ranked.
Yes.
And Hibana and you impact trick the kitchen hatch. Like
I
that's
think-
hard, but Circular Spheres are just playing right into their playbook. Just do something different.
Yes,
Don't
I would
focus up
agree.
on kitchen. Like go for a church execute.
It feels a bit strange that they're so hell-bent on doing a kitchen execute, especially into the basement when, like, thermite's up, flashes up, and you can open the triple wall, and, you know, yeah, it's a bit, oh well. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter anymore. We're not going to see that bomb site ever again. So, okay, we're in a gym bedroom instead. I'm going to stop thinking about it.
I think this is a winnable bomb site.
I think it is too.
I'll give CS a little bit more credit. After we saw the replays, I hadn't realized Frixel got a 2K, a bit of a gnarly 2K, like one at the bottom main stairs, one halfway up main stairs. And that does tell us that CS are actually trying to go for a bit of a cheeky, like, direct kind of push instead of going for a full sweep. Like, they want to have a couple of cheeky ways of finding picks and then using the numbers advantage to collapse on the bomb site. Cool idea. I would love to see the execution tightened up a bit. And of course, they've taken their tactical timeout right after losing this bomb site previously. So maybe they talked about what they need to do on this site.
Last time that Circular Spheres played this bomb site, I actually thought they had a chance at winning it, especially with the way that they were trying to assess doing the gym execute right at the end there. So, see, this part of the round seems to be fairly simple for Circular Spheres. Oh, except this. Oh, that's a nice trick.
Yeah, that's
That
quite
makes things a bit more tricky.
quite an easy trick. I don't know why they're not just using the Maverick for that wall anyway. It's what we saw them do last time. And yeah, we've seen best teams in the world tend to use Maverick on that external wall. Like, it's pretty free. Just make a nice deep line of sight, or top and bottom the wall if you really want to. Now the Maverick comes over.
Oh,
Wow.
they're gonna do it all together.
Okay.
They're gonna Maverick
This is
it,
what they
Selma
should've-
it.
this is what they
This
should've
is
done
a
in the
Team
first
Bliss move, bro.
It
This
is. And they lose the fight.
It doesn't matter.
Correct, bro. Antic styling on CS. We've also had a very peculiar breach on the jacuzzi wall as well.
Oh my.
CS are looking so lost right now. This shield makes it hard to entry. There's a mute jammer on the wall. Thatcher's dead. CS are dead in the water.
Oh my. I'll tell you what, Oda and Wettables are watching
Bang.
this one at the moment, having an absolute laugh at how badly they've done that, hey. Yeah, Logic has had a pretty killer round as well.
Bang.
Antic look
UMav.
really good.
UMav, I keep a barrier. I mean, this round is done as well. I
Yeah,
don't know
no.
how there's
Ooh.
any possibility
Ooh.
of winning this
Choo-choo.
one. Bit of damage. There we go. Straight in there. Get it done. Physics is not in a good way. 6-0 defense for CS on Consulate. 0-5 attack on Clubhouse. There's one. Pad the stats, mate. Come on, pad those stats. He's got 3 flashes. His keeper barriers are just hilarious. He's done for. Like, this is... I don't even know if CS are going to have one round in them on their attack with
Oh
how
my
they've been
God.
playing.
It's
Catch
actually
CCTV
unreal.
is next up.
It's actually unreal that we've only seen one attack round, Jeff. I still like kind of can't believe it.
I'm in utter disbelief. Like,
No. We haven't just seen one. We've only seen 3.
in the
3.
last 20...
In the last 24
how many?
hours.
Fuck.
In the last 24 hours of gameplay between these two teams.
I can't
They
believe
all-
that, man.
Collectively, not just per team, they have collectively won 3 attacks.
And look, defense has been pretty good, but attack has been so like subpar for the caliber of these teams. Like these
Actually-
these teams are better than what they are playing today.
Like-
at least I'd like to think so.
I don't know if they are. Actually, like, I
I
feel
reckon
bad.
they have been in the past. Antic stomped Odium on their attacks on Consulate, and they couldn't win an attack to save their lives against CS. Now, I don't know, CS, like, they got 6 rounds off Man LFO on this map, and Man LFO are Clubhouse merchants, as you said. And they're just like failing miserably here. So we go to CCTV. Mandy, if I'm in the CS call right now, I'm like, guys, super back to basics. Maverick open the wall. Bucket open. Let's get a little bit of a breach on Garage. Let's take a bit of map control on Master. Open up the convoy. Just basics.
Yeah, probably. Hey. It's... Yeah. I would like to say a formal apology to Antic. I don't know if they're going to re-listen to the cast, but in map 1...
If I was them, I probably would mute after the first round watching the cast.
In map 1, I was so harsh on them. I was like, these guys suck.
Maybe justifiably,
so
like...
But Circular Spheres are just as bad as they are.
Yeah, 100%.
Nothing has changed.
Both these teams are really struggling on attack.
Yes, Antic, I apologize for what I've said to you on map 1. I now say the exact same thing about this team as well. Oh gosh, okay, that's a bit scary. Nevertheless, physics is alive. That is good. Being alive is good.
Yeah,
Why is he... Has he done the...
Oh, ow!
Interesting.
One more impact and this guy's dead.
I mean...
Killerman has impact, so does Log.
I mean...
I can't believe that did so much bloody damage. Okay, so...
Strange.
Wall is now open. Japer can finish this off with his concussion. Let's just work at steady progress. Nice, that's good. There is a BPC that Japer should ideally... Yeah, nice. BPC down as well. Bit of drone work going on now on the roam clear. Just be cautious of players down below. Don't overcommit to hunting Logic. He hasn't seen Logic yet. Log does have to be careful if he does get droned, but he's actually got a really nice angle for anyone that carelessly runs into Jim, like that guy, who he did see but didn't have the reaction time to shoot. And now Jakenna's actually found a pick on the back of it.
Open.
It's really nice. Numbers advantage for the attack. Could this be the first attack round of Club?
Dun, dun, dun. Okay, they can do this. They have con control now. The breach is open. The wall is open. They just need to figure out how to execute from here on out. Now, that's the hard part. The other hard part is that Logic is down here waiting for a flank below. So if they leave it too late, it could be really bad. Nevertheless, I do think they have the tools to make this work. They've got loads of flashbangs if they want to sync for the execute. Japer's still alive on the breach, so he can help out as well. And they have a flank drone on Logic down below too. So as long as they're coordinated, they can do this.
This is a good setup. The best chance that we've seen so far. That's a really nice Selma as well to lock out this position. Logic's actually going to rotate back. Pinku could open up along line of sight onto the side. Over-peeking from Juicy.
They're doing it.
Circular Spheres have a 5v2. But it's still so possible here for Antic. Log's going to have to 1v5. He's been spotted. 1 kill not to be traded. Circular Spheres have done it. They won an attack on Clubhouse.
I'm so proud of them.
The game's not over yet!
I'm so proud of them. Oh my goodness, they've done it. Onto CCTV and Cash. Alas, it's taken us all 6 rounds and a half to see one attack being won. But they have done it. And they've done it excellently as well. Roam clear, super well done. All the way into con. They translated that perfectly into the bomb site as well. They kept tabs on Logic, who didn't end up going for that flank anyway. They executed into the bomb site. All the entries go their way. They have loads of numbers up at the end. It was great. It was perfect. Good job, Circular Spheres.
4 out of 28 attack rounds won in the last 24 hours between these two teams. That's 1 in every 7 rounds. One in every 7 rounds.
Now, here's the question,
in
right?
3 maps has been won by the attack.
So assuming that Circular Spheres win out loads of defenses now, is one attack enough?
Honestly?
Is one attack
it could be
enough?
It seriously could be. And you know what's absolutely bonkers?
What's bonkers?
It's just the fact that Antic picked Consulate and Circular Spheres picked Clubhouse. Like, you would think you had a little bit more teeth on your attack when you're picking these maps. But yeah, for real, 1 attack round could be enough to make this work.
I'm just saying, so how many attack rounds have been won now? 4 attack rounds.
4 out of 28.
Of the 4 attack rounds that have been won, 3 of them
have been won by
Circular Spheres. And they won the last map, and they won yesterday's game. So really...
The numbers don't lie.
The numbers don't lie.
This may look horrendous right now, but I can see a universe where CS make this comeback and knock Antic out of the playoffs.
Okay, this is the story that we're going for now. Antic are now on their attack. Attack is an impossible game between these two teams. So this is the chance for Circular Spheres to lock it out in 2 maps. Roam clear now for Antic. in through the top floor. The bomb site is the basement. I quite like what Antic have brought along to try and solve this problem.
They love their RAM, these guys.
Yes, they do love their RAM. Oh, that's quite good from Pinku, though.
Good early pick. Doesn't get the drone in the end. He doesn't want to overstay his welcome. Good move. Get back to site. Though Amai's really good in the late round. Now Log is finally in the building with his Rams. I want to know what kind of a push Antic go for, because they've only gone with one dedicated hard breacher, and they're the ones that banned the Hibana, and obviously Kitchen was just not on.
That's what I'm thinking too.
I like this set piece here.
Because Antic have planned this out, they must have some kind of plan.
Church, surely. Like, there's no Kaid on the board, so I think Church is going to be a pretty solid execute.
Oh, I think you might be right here. They've opened up Moto. They're really having a good think about it as well. I mean, Tuhan's probably going to go and open up Blue from here on out, but that's like, all right, that's just giving you an extra bit of pressure.
Bomb located by attacker.
Yeah, I think it's a little bit overcomplicated here for too much kitchen pressure to be used. Like, really what you need, the win condition here is Antic needs to go, Juicy needs to go bot main and get a nice big breach, all 3 Selmas detonating on the main wall, and that's exactly what's happened. So Juice has done that. Killerman's enabled it with the EMP. Let's see Juicy. Do they land? Beautiful.
Very
the bottom
nice.
side is wide open, but there's no blue pressure, and that enables Pinku to run amok and hold down the fort on site. We need to see some form of pressure here. Tuhan helping out a little bit, but his angle just isn't deep enough. Despite being in the Bs, Goof is still alive. Killerman finds his pick. Numbers being brought back a little bit for Antic, but still no pressure in blue.
This is a very hard entry to make now. There are no flashbangs to enable this at all, and some great crossfires on the side of the defense to stop over-peaking now. Physics, yes, good job. Sit still. Wait for the last 2 players to get in. That's exactly what they've got to do now. With only 25 seconds left, all they need to do here for Circular Spheres is sit there and wait.
Yep, and it's easy lockout for CS on the defense. We theorize that maybe this was just a defender's game. And despite Antic having a nicer idea, I think a better strategy, they couldn't quite nail that execution. They prioritized going kitchen instead of blue. And it meant that those defenders inside of blue could just focus up fully on Church. You saw Pinku kept watching his back. He's like, do I have to worry about blue? He never got pushed. There are so many operators on the board that would have been like almost a free win there. Like Ying, by the way, has slipped through the ban phase. Where's Ying tossing all her candelas down blue to enable that execute from Church? There's 100 different operators you could use to do that, but like these guys never had to worry about their back.
I think my theory going into this is that Frixel was probably meant to be the blue player there. I mean, when you do a triple take anyway, triple moto is like your front push, and then you always go for blue anyway. It kind of doesn't really matter, to be honest. Any push that you go for into the basement, you want to be contesting blue
is
anyway.
Nice to have,
right?
right?
Exactly. It's a nice to have thing. It's hard to get. So my theory for Antic was they had a good plan, and they probably needed to send 2 for the backstab in blue, and I imagine Frixel was probably one of those players. And then by the time they realized they had to fill that hole, it was a bit late. Like, they were all in triple wall. You have to send bodies into Moto because it's such a hard crossfire to defeat anyway, so you need to send redundancy there. So I think, ultimately, Antic just probably not having enough numbers going into the basement to actually make their plan work. I don't think they did anything particularly wrong. It's just the basement, even when you do have numbers advantage, can still be hard because there are so many things you need to do.
I'm going to be a little nitpicky here, but I also reckon you could drop the RAM. Like, you've got, I think it was Buck, right?
Not necessarily, right?
Just bring Capitao or Ying. You don't
like,
have very much displacement.
So my opinion is that you can probably drop the Ash, right? Because I think doing a bit of vert into kitchen is a bit necessary for that kind of push, right? Because if you're going to do a triple, you want to get the wall open. You can't have anyone playing in the back of Arsenal, right? Because otherwise you may line of sight, that shut down that push, right? So having the vertical to clear that step out early is like a bit of a necessary evil, which is why you need vert. But then also, yes, you need some enabling operator, execute-based operator at the end there to go and make that work. So Clubhouse basement, the only thing we've learned is that it's a hard bomb site to attack.
Yeah, and seemingly so is this gym bedroom bomb site, as Pinku's found a big opening kill, and notably that is the Thatcher. Now, unfortunately, for Circus Fizz, they haven't brought the Kaid, but maybe these mute jammers will be enough to make that lack of a Thatcher a real hindrance. Also, you mentioned the Ashe earlier as a bit of an expendable operator, but I think against a mirror, you really want that Ashe available. Yeah,
no, not on this bomb site, unfortunately. It's unnecessary. Oh, it's not being played out at all. Okay.
Exactly. Yeah, that's the concern, right? So if there's a mute jammer on the mirror inside a bathroom, then that might be defended, but it might not even come down to mirrors like that because we've obviously got just goofed fragging out here. Antic have, to their credit, actually taken a lot of control. They've got cash control.
Yeah, I mean, they have a lot of control, but They've lost 2 people in the process of doing it. So they've thrown a lot of bodies at the problem and not gotten like that much value out of it from here. I mean, there's no one behind that mirror, but then once you get in logic, what are you going to do, right? There's only one doorway that you can earn entry from there. Got a 2-way crossfire on you. There's a guy in Vault and there's a guy at top main.
You need some kind of util to clear him out, like
yeah.
flashes.
Oh,
We've got flashes, Juicy. Juicy's got flashes. Juicy doesn't use his flashes. He finds one pick and is traded on out, but in a numbers advantage, that'll favor the defense. Now Physics is here with a shotgun. Tuhan's very low HP, and he doesn't have any flashes. So, yeah, the flash player has died, and
they're both just lying
not using his util. Yeah,
wait for something to happen.
Bit of a worm standoff. Physics is going to win this fight, no doubt about it. Like, there is just no way that Physics loses this fight.
Do worms really stand off, though?
Would you still love me if I was a worm?
No, what are you talking about? No one should ever ask that question ever. Of course no one would love the other person if they were a worm.
Would you still
it doesn't
cast
make any
with me
sense.
if I was a worm?
No, because you couldn't cast if you were a worm. That's so stupid.
What if I was one of the really big worms from Dian?
No. That changes nothing. Whether you're a small worm or you're a big worm, you're still a worm, bro. Not only can you not stand off in the server, but you can't cast. Like, I hate when people ask that question. It makes you so angry. Why has the worm conversation really derailed this? Okay.
Tactical timeout. Antic. Do you know why? They cannot win an attack. They still can't win an attack.
Oh no, who would have thunk it?
Who would have thought? 5-3, 8 rounds in this game so far. 15 rounds in this series so far. 15 rounds yesterday. That's 30 rounds.
30 rounds.
30 rounds.
Yes.
And only 4 attack rounds have been won.
Yes.
Only one of those 4 has been by Antic, and it was yesterday.
Oh my god. This is painful. Them.
How do we win an attack? Like, seriously, how do you do it? How do you do it?
I don't know.
At this point, I'm just going, like, whatever. Let's Ying, let's Capital, let's Blitz.
You know
go
what
all
the
out.
worst thing is? You know what the most painful part is? It's not like these teams aren't trying either. You
No,
know?
they are.
Like, they are absolutely giving it their all to land an attack. It's not working.
And I'm not just, like, it probably sounds like we're frustrated with these teams. And to be honest,
We are.
I was mostly frustrated with Antic on Consulate. Here, I'm just like, well, if neither team can do it, I'm just frustrated at the situation. Like, why can nobody win a bloody attack?
Oh my god.
It's actually bananas. Even in that last round, like, it was mostly just CS peeking stuff and winning fights.
You know what? If I'm team, because this is the Team Bliss side of the bracket, right?
This is Team Bliss sitting here like...
You know, if you win the coin flip, right? Oh no, it doesn't matter. It's a VO3 setting. I was going to say, if you win the coin flip, it doesn't matter what map you fight. You just get to pick the side of the first map and you'll be fine. But no, it doesn't matter because it's a VO3 anyway. So like, they're going to have to trade map sides anyway. Whatever, it doesn't matter. Okay, yeah.
Well,
Completely derailed.
I tell you why Team Bliss is sitting here laughing, and it's because they are the best attacking team in the league. They're also the best defending team, but that's just because they are the best team overall. They win almost 60% of their attacks, by the way.
Wow, that's very good.
Yeah.
That's
It
excellent.
means you, even on an even map, you expect a 4-2 split in their favor, which is gnarly. Antic are actually kind of up there, though, on their attack. Like, they're the 4th best after Bliss, Odium, and Man. 45 or 46%. Still not ideal. Not ideal. Less than half. And it's been a lot less than half in this game for sure. Now, let's see if they can finally hack it. They're looking very organized here. They look like they have conviction. They have an idea.
This is an interesting idea from Antic
Ow!
that we didn't see Circle
Ow!
Spheres do. Oh no,
Ow!
run, Physics, run!
Ow! Physics! Oh no! He gets fried into a pulp. He thought the mute jammer would block the bees, but man, they are not bees. They are flames, and they are coming for you. Here come the bees for Pinku. As he looks to hide, he looks to slink away. Antic are farming!
They're doing it!
Finally! We see some teeth on the attack from
Oh,
these
no.
boys. But
Oh,
Jackenna
no.
is extremely capable. Big
Oh,
round!
no.
Oh my god, Jackenna!
Jackenna!
This is his to lose. 1v1. Frixel confirms that kill. He's really got to win it now. Holy moly, the pressure's got to be mounting. Jackenna's cruising. He's chilling. He knows he's just made fools of Antic. And there's one last thing to do.
Come on, Frixel. You can do it.
Big C4. Bit of damage, but not enough. No more plant denial available. He hears that plant. He sprints up, looking for a bait. Frixel, nerves of steel. Will he get the plant off? He fakes it, but you cannot clutch! Circular spheres! They will not give Antic anything! What do you do, Antic? This game is surely over!
Oh my god, this hurts so much. It's so painful, Dev. That was such a good garage clear. That was like an immaculate garage clear. Bees, Capital, perfectly sunk. Flashbangs to go in. They clear physics.
Paul
oh my god.
is in control.
What does that even mean?
Paul is in control.
Who is Paul and why is he in control?
Paul is in control.
Who is Paul and why is he in control?
Paul is in
What does
control.
it mean? What does it mean,
Paul is in
Dev?
control.
Anyway, oh my god, it's so painful.
I have seen this
It
happen
hurts
before.
so much. See, like, what is this? You know, this is a great garage clear. Both the players on the rafters taken down. And then Jakenna comes in, bang! Player dead. Goes for a run out on the door, he's dead as well. What is happening? What's going on, dude?
Mandy, do you happen to remember what happened yesterday? Do you happen to remember what happened yesterday on Nighthaven Labs?
No.
There was a little team called Antic, and they went 5-1 up on their defense. Do you remember what happened after that?
They didn't win.
They certainly didn't win, I can tell you that much.
They didn't win.
Logic has seen this happen before. We've all seen this happen before, and it was less than 24 hours ago.
You know the meme of... okay, tomorrow.
You
I
can't.
completely lost.
She's gone to Lulu, guys.
You know the fan main Anakin meme where they're like, Antic go 5-1 off on defense and then they win the game, right?
Oh,
Right?
the Padme
Yeah,
Anakin
yeah.
meme? Yeah. Oh, yes.
Oh god. Oh god, it's how I feel right now. It's not good.
Someone listening, please make that meme and tag
Not
us.
good. Okay, Antic.
Holy
Okay, so last time that Antic attacked this bomb site, I really liked the way that they attacked it. Exactly the same as last round. They attacked Garage. I really liked the ideas that they brought into the attack. They just need to win the round with a good idea, okay? That's the only thing that I'm asking right now. Goods has been taken down super low. That's good.
Ooh,
So is
nice.
Pinku. So far,
Nice.
it's going really well for the attack for Antic. The next thing they need to do is land this triple push, and I believe in them. They can do this. Frixel is alive this time around, and he's holding on to blue. That's something they didn't have last time around, Dev. So that makes me think that Antic... Oh no, what's going on here? There's a double vertical C4 happening. Oh no, Logic, don't die here.
Very cheeky.
Oh, he's not going to die because he's Bram. Yes,
Smart.
it's all working well. It's happening.
However, I'm still concerned there might not be enough ingredients to take blue control, right? Like, the Azami is going to be so powerful. The mirror is going to be so powerful. Ash needs to dismantle that mirror window.
They're bees.
The bees?
The bees are here.
Bees.
The bees are, in fact, the bees' knees, and they can do this, okay? So that's
Clearing the
completely
magnets.
zoned out. Yeah, that's clear the magnets for the mirror to get popped. Good step one. The triple wall is being opened. The triple wall is being opened. Dev, this is a good attack round. This is where Antic do this.
One by one, Antic tick items off the checklists. How close can they get to winning a round?
I think you might be right here. I reckon someone needs redundancy in Frixel. This triple wall take is surely going to work here, right? They've got what they need to do it. They don't have flashbangs. Oh, they do on Logic. This
Juicy's
could work,
got
right?
Kit. He's
They could
bot main.
They could definitely initiate themselves into the bomb site here, but I think it has to happen simultaneously with a pick in the back. Oh, that's a great first pick from Frixel.
He's rotating off. He's going to play the hatch. But Jakenna's found one. No more bees. Jakenna ready to contest bot main as well. Juicy's found his entry.
J-Money.
Holding on to blue. The money man. Goofed here in position. He loses his head. Oh, could this be it? Could this be? When Antic find their first defense, Japer needs to clutch up. We saw it from Jakenna. Can Japer get it done?
Where's the bomb?
Where is that plant? The Don starts to force it down. Logic looking to cover. Shotgun in hand. Same can be said for Japer, as he needs to isolate these 1 versus 1s. Doesn't have the angles needed. Bottom main stairs. Killer Man looking for the angle. Nails the shot. About damn time, Antic. You've had too many opportunities. Finally, a score for them in the attack column.
They did it! I'm so proud of them! That was such a good attack! Triple wall take, perfect. They initiated themselves in with the utility. awesome. They played the trades on the entry as well. Like, yes, they had to throw bodies on the entry, but that's what you got to do anyway when you execute. And they were ready to trade that. They did it. I'm proud of them.
So let's update that Anakin Padme meme.
Yeah.
Go 5-1 up on
yeah.
attack. Okay. And then go 6-4 up on the attack and find match point.
Yes.
And then win, right?
And then win, right?
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 Yes.
Right?
So exciting.
I don't know. They were 6-1 up on Nighthaven. They couldn't lock that out. If this goes overtime, like, CS has surely got it in the bag. So that is all that needs to be on their minds right now, is just pushing this 2 more rounds. All they got to do, 1 gem defense and then 1 more defense, whether it ends up being a repeat of Cash or a repeat of Church. If I'm Circular Spheres, though, like, I see how tight that round was, and I'm thinking to myself, look, all that takes is an Electric Claw on the main wall, or we impact trick some of those Selmas, or we hold on to blue a bit better. I don't think it takes much to make that one work.
I'm a believer in Antic here.
Wow, that's the first time I've heard you say that.
I know. On Consulate, I was really down in the dumps about these guys. They really sucked on Consulate. But on Clubhouse,
Go in, Mandy.
they ban Hibana, but they have a solution every time. I know we've only seen so many attacks from them, and only one of them has worked. Actually, now that I say that, my point sounds a bit stupid. But hear me out, okay? Yes, they've banned Hibana, but all their solutions to try and deal with Hibana not being open and do something else has been pretty good. Like the ideas, good ideas.
I'll agree with you on one thing. That CCTV attack actually looked really hot for them, right?
Raj
the
attack
Capitao,
looks really good.
had the Grim, just happened to lose a 1v3 to Jakenna. That kind of sucks.
Whoopsie daisies,
Yeah.
you know?
You can't be letting those slip through, because this game would be over right now. We'd be on map 3, and funnily enough, Nighthaven Labs.
Exactly. That's why I'm
Holy
saying
moly,
I'm a
like,
believer. I am a believer.
Does this series deserve to go back to Nighthaven Labs to rematch
No, it
the
doesn't.
catastrophe of
It
yesterday?
doesn't.
Do we really have to see that again? If Antic win this map, we go and see these teams both try and attack Nighthaven Labs again. I don't know whether I want to see that or
I
not.
don't think I want to either. I think I'm actually going like hysterical watching these two teams, Dev. Like, it started out all so well. You know, we were so serious into it. This is a quarterfinal. It's a best of 3. It's gonna be crazy. And then we watched the first map and it was like, oh no.
This has sent me places. Places I never thought I would have to be. I feel delusional watching this game.
Yes.
The best kind of delusional. Because it's exciting. You cannot deny that. It is exciting. But if you're a fan of either of these teams and you're gunning for them to make a run through the playoffs, you would be pulling your hair out right now.
Absolutely.
Like, oh my God.
Absolutely. Now, keep in mind, when we take a tactical...
Tactical? I've heard of those. Technical?
Technical timeout. The players can't talk to... I'm actually losing it too.
I don't blame you. I've been losing it all day.
When we take a technical timeout, the players cannot talk to each other. And that is a bit weird, you know? You kind of... Because I think they can see each other on the cameras as well, right? They're kind of just looking at each other, not speaking awkwardly, you know? It's like when you're sitting in like a really awkward like MS Teams meeting and everyone's just like not talking to each other and they've got their cameras on and they're trying to pretend like they are actually paying attention to the
Like
meeting.
before the meeting starts, like you're waiting for the person that called the meeting to join and they're like 5 minutes late and everyone else is just there like...
Yeah, exactly. It's like
Weather,
that.
eh?
It's like that.
Or like in the like the GP weight room. The GP weight room. I have terrible memories of being in the GP weight room. It's a cursed place.
Yes, it is. Okay.
There's like some really crappy, like soapy playing on the TV as well. Like, ugh.
Do you know what the worst things about the GP weight rooms are? Why do they always have such weird magazines and stuff on the table as well? Like, this... Don't worry, this is a side tangent. It has absolutely nothing to do with the game. I feel like I had a point to talking about how you can't talk in the technical timeout. I've completely lost it.
Yeah, we've derailed it.
We've absolutely
I think it
derailed
really
this.
has encapsulated the energy that we have absorbed from this game.
Okay, the main thing here is Antic are now on match point. If they can win this out, they're going to send us into map 3, and that is the main thing that we need to be focusing on here. So Dev, heads in the game, you know?
Same can be said for these teams. Antic especially, like, it has been so tense for them. Trying time and time again to land an attack. Finally, they've done it, and that means match point is available. Conversion needs to come through here. 2 rounds of a buffer. Japer is very lucky to be alive because he's just standing in front of an open breach on his drone. But, yeah, No one from Antic aware of that position. Juicy's busy getting to work. He's opened 2 main walls. This is very good progress on the hard breach game. Oh, what a disgusting angle from Japer.
Ugh, nasty.
A lot of damage.
Ooh, and he does some damage as well, but now he's in the Bs.
He's exposed behind, unless if he's used... Is there a keeper barrier protecting him now behind? No, there isn't. So he could get swung any second. Good pinch there. However, Pinker's found one elsewhere. Killerman's just jumping straight into sight. Antic are trying to make this work, but they're struggling to convert. Physics has found one.
Where's the diffuser?
Round the corner, Pinku's in power position. Jakenna looking for a plant denial, but there's nobody planting yet. Down below, Tuhon finds him, but elsewhere his team has fallen on the bomb site, leaving him in a 1 versus 2. We saw a 1v3 from Jakenna just 2 rounds ago. Will we go to a 12th round?
Come on, Tuhon.
Attackers recovered the diffuser.
Surely he can do this. He's got plenty of time on the board, but the crossfire is established for Circular Spheres.
Bit of damage, that gives him information. He knows where that player is. Good shot, good refrag. Circular Spheres pushing us the distance. 1 more round in it and overtime will be on the docket.
This game is never ending. It's never going to end. That looked like another really good attack for Antic, and then the diffuser got left outside the breach because Juicy died. And then they were in gym and nothing happened. It's all falling apart, Dev. It's all falling apart.
Last chance for CS to push OT. Do you go Church or do you go CCTV? Because they've lost Church, they haven't lost CCTV, but they only won it because of the clutch. Which one do you take the gamble on?
No, you go back down to the basement. Surely.
Yeah, but I mean, Antic had a pretty damn good attack on it last time.
No, man. I feel like the way that the game is currently going is that the basement is a pretty unbreakable fortress right now. The only ways that Antic got in through the last round, like you said, was through triple wall. They've actually, I think, listened to you here, Dev. They've gotten double anti-hard breach. You've got Bandit.
Is he going to juggle
and
that?
You got Mute.
Interesting. We've also got the Capcan, which just seems like a very big gamble for Jakenna to just bring that out of nowhere. Honestly.
Hey, all I'm saying is he's put down all his Capcan traps. If they are all on the Moto entry, Blood is genius.
He
that
put
is
3. If we can have a look, I know we put 3 on like AK, not AK's, Schmedbox, the blue to armory door. I don't know where he put his other 2. I assume it's Moto. I don't know if Cthulhu can go and get a zoom in on that, but that would be lovely to find out, as it may come into play in the late round. There we go. You've got a good read there. It's actually Moto into short, not Moto into sight. I think that's a good play.
This is going to work.
Oh, and he's roaming as well. We're actually extending the roam. This is the first time we've actually seen CS dedicate to a roam. If I'm them, I really want to get back to sight with all my 5 alive.
I don't know. I'm inclined to agree with you. I feel like this is a bomb site where, especially with the way that the game has panned out, you probably want to be falling back here. I think they're going to do that. They look pretty cautious on this roam, Dev. I don't think they're going to stay here for too long. They just want to hold it out, kill some drones. Now, the main thing here for Antic is you don't... This is actually a good idea, I think, here for Circular Spheres, because you really don't want to be affording Antic enough time to actually posture for that same execute they went for in the last round, especially now that the Ying is on the board. That's really going to initiate this execute to happen in the late round.
Oh no, he's got the pick as well.
Oh no.
And he's going to get back to side safely. This is a huge win for Antic. Taking down Logic, probably the least impactful operator in this round, but there won't be any vert enabled. And that makes things very, very awkward now for Antic. I'm going to be real with you. This is sure to be a CS round.
I think this is a CS round too. Now, I don't know if CS are going to realize this, but for the rest of the round, they can essentially play in the back of Arsenal, right? Because the vertical game isn't really there for them anymore, unless Killerman can actually do this on breach charges. But you don't really want to do this on breach charges when you've got 2 C4s ripped right below you, right? That's pretty dangerous. So, from here on out, if they want to go for a triple wall take, this should be pretty easy for Circular Spheres to lock out, honestly.
All right, Antic, what have you got for us? The onus is on you, mate. Last chance to close this out in regulation, because we all know which way it's going to go if we hit OT. But there is an X factor that we haven't seen before, and it is this Ying. The first Candela has gone out. I'm not sure where that pressure was from. Okay, he's playing blue. He wants to try and deny this bandit trick through this long angle. That bandit will need to be very careful not to expose himself. The Grimm's Bees as well come into play to try and take blue. Oh, it's actually a push in through Dirt, this is very unusual. 30 seconds, but the diffuser's down. Antic once again fumbling the bag. Circular Spheres just need to lock it out from here. Good trade, but Frixel's down low. Juicy, nah, he's dead. I've seen this story before. It was written on the wall. Is this a match or is this a replay? Because yesterday, we know how it went. Circular Spheres took down Antic in OT, and they have clawed themselves back again from 5-1 down, and now into overtime.
It was written in the stars, Dev. The laws of the universe. Attack cannot be won by either of these teams, and if it can be won, only once. Only one time per team.
You get one.
Seriously,
Use
defense.
it wisely.
Oh no, Circular Spheres are on the defense in OT.
Of course they are.
It actually is a repeat of yesterday.
Yesterday, every team won defense in overtime, and that means because of limited overtime and CS starting on D, they won the map 8-7.
Defenders, protect your bombs from being defused by attackers.
Now, after we finished our cast yesterday of these two teams on Nighthaven, you know what Jake and Guz were screaming at us? We saw this in Brazil! The grand final of SI this year, W7M versus FaZe. Yeah, it was a 6-1 comeback on Nighthaven Labs. And I was thinking it the whole time, I probably should have said it, but we saw that yesterday between these teams. They must be big fans of SI because they recreated it yesterday. And now we're seeing a bit of a recreation here, but on Clubhouse from Circular Spheres. If Antic close out this map, we go back to Nighthaven. I don't know if anybody wants to see that mess, but if you're an Antic fan, you've got no choice. You need them to pull through here. Circular Spheres steamrolled map 1, and now they've been steamrolling the last few rounds of the second map. Overtime, everything lays in their favor. Antic, once again, pull yourself up by your bootstraps. No second chances or you're out of the playoffs and major contention.
Early entry for Frixel down below in secret is going to make his way on in off the back of a drone pre-placed, holding on to red for now. It's the vertical gain that they need to be able to get whatever bandit charge is on the wall. In fact, I think there might be a player tricky on the other side. No, it's not. Guft is over on some of the wall, which means that this kennel's wall can be opened for free. Entry if they so decide to sweep across the map, but Pink is right on the other side.
Do they know that it's not CCTV cache, or do they? Because I don't know, maybe they do. It's gym bedroom. Yesterday we did see a site fake from Circular Spheres. They were playing the basement, but reinforced all upstairs on Nighthaven. So I thought maybe we'd see something similar here. Pinky's going for a swing. If he wins this fight, oh, he does!
He does.
See you later, Killer Man. See you later, Thatcher. And suddenly, you look at the bandit. He's putting down all his batteries. He knows, hang on a second, they have no way of getting these off anymore.
Pinky's going to hold on to cash for a little bit longer, seeing that they've lost a bit of their cutoff onto the breach and is, in fact, going to get away with his life completely. Numbers disadvantage for Antic could be detrimental come the late game.
Can't put your batteries on the main wall, bandit. Thatcher's
I think
dead.
he's stuck.
He's not really. He might think he is, but
He might think he's stuck, and that's the main thing,
yet.
right?
Logic's moving on forward now. He realistically is stuck if Logic covers the cross in time, and indeed he tries to retreat and loses his life. Overstays his welcome. And Antic come out ahead of that exchange, however, still lacking a little bit. And Juicy nor Tuhan have opened up the main jacuzzi wall breach yet.
This is a very strange Kiva barricade set up inside a gym as well. I wonder why they're playing it inverted this way rather than like in the safe spot in the rotation hole. Nevertheless, I digress. It doesn't matter because jacuzzi's closed anyway.
Go breach main wall, guys. Come on.
So I guess they could flip the setup if they wanted to later on.
Juice
okay,
or Tuhan?
so
Who's doing it? There's no batteries on it. Like, he died 3 in pocket.
A bomb has been
they're instead going to try and
They're not
flush him
gonna
out,
breach
I guess, from this position.
He's using
There's
his...
a player. Someone's just going to get shot off, no?
Apparently not.
Oh, apparently not.
It doesn't matter because Pinku has so much cover because the main wall outside hasn't been breached. And he's got this nice little angle as well onto Logic. Numbers, they fall in favor of CS. Tuhan can't even win his one. A refrag is found. However, it's a 1v2 for Juicy for the first time in what feels like forever. CS are on the verge of greatness.
Oh, Juicy!
But not if the Don can get it done. He knows where he is. Can he make the plan happen? 3 seconds left on the clock.
Pinku, go back.
Pinku has been huge this game, and he's got it in the bag. Round in the corner, the Don is down. Circular Spheres are on the verge of knocking out Antic. Match point on Clubhouse.
But okay, Dev. They won the defense, now they go on the attack. Does it matter?
That was a bloody close attack, I tell you what. Probably shouldn't have been, because the defense looked pretty favored there. Juice made it look big. 3 big kills at the end of it, almost managing to lock it in. CS just moments away from booking a date in the semifinals.
Oh man, I mean, this is a big round from Pinku Hay. Like, he gets that first pick, gets away with his life, all the way into gym, finds this one, manages to hold on to the player all the way on the window, and gets the plant as well. I mean, huge round from Pinku, really. Being
Huge
able to
game
just...
from Pinku.
He was in the
16
right
kills.
place at the right time. Every single point in that round.
Antic. It's been a hell of a long time since we saw you guys down on the basement. The only attack that CS won was over on Cash CCTV. These basement defenses for Antic were pretty insurmountable. Circular Spheres kept trying to force themselves down kitchen, and they kept struggling.
I wonder if Circular Spheres have got a solution now to their previous problems. Kind of doesn't really look like they do, to be honest.
Are they going to go for another kitchen execute?
That's
Surely
what I'm wondering,
not.
right? Like, surely you don't do this again. I mean, this time around, they haven't even brought the secondary heartbreach charge, right?
Just
Which-
the Mav and the
yeah.
Ace. So
So
Mav's
that-
a good pick against the Cade.
That makes me think that they've forfeited contesting kitchen here, right? Because surely if they want a kitchen, they just simply don't have enough hard breach to deal with that period, unless they send the Maverick in, which is a bit like, hey, how you going? You know, it's a bit weird. So
I'm a big fan of it, though. I don't think you want to overcommit to the vert. I've made my feelings pretty clear on how I think you should be playing this site with these bans. On the attacking side, that means Mavericking open this Moto hatch, Maverick open the blue hatch. Ideally, you want to use as many as your Ace Selmas as possible on the church wall.
okay, so next micro battle between these two teams. Mono Hatch, Killerman has got Cade on one side, and on the other side, oh no, it isn't even a minigame. There's Maverick. Oh, they can just open it. Who cares? Okay, that's exactly what Physics is doing right now. So this Cade pick kind of like doesn't really do anything on this hatch in
delays
particular.
time.
It just delays time.
Maybe gets a kill if he contests
Oh
the
yeah, that's
angle, right?
quite ambitious. Oh, he might get it. There's no one watching.
Oh, this is so narrow. So close.
Oh man, that's so dangerous.
Well played, though, by the Maverick. Physics knows just how to play this to not expose himself. I mean, this would be a big pick
Oh,
if you
wow.
could get it. Yeah, well done.
That is very well done by Physics.
And Piku is actually going to still engage some vertical play.
Oh my god.
Killer man, lucky to be alive.
What do they do from here on out low do Circular Spheres, right? This has been so far a pretty unwinnable attacking bomb site, and it looks like they're posturing themselves for a forced down moto and through blue at the same time. That's what it looks like it's posturing for.
Where are the mirrors?
They've set up a lot of redundancy as well on blue going in here, right? You've got both of your explosive operators trying to deal with this mirror.
And there's already a breach on
blue.
the church wall. The main middle church wall has actually already been opened by the mirror. Nice peek, though, from Tuhan. He's going to get fully flashed on out. Is this an early execute? No, it's not. It's just a bait. No conviction as of yet from CS.
That's a problem there. They've really used up all their flashbangs and not being able to capitalize off that. They're going to be dropping the hatch like absolutely nothing to help them out, right? I mean, a Thatcher's going to maybe do something, but not much, really. They're going to essentially be walking straight into the meat grinder. All 5 players up for Antic on the defense. This is a very, very difficult attack now for Circular Spheres.
Oh, especially with Juicy landing that shot. Japer's got to have a big impact. Jakenna does find his pick, but there's a player close on the bar, and Frixel finds one. Good trade.
Oh no.
2v3, winnable. Diffuser in Physics' hands. Jakenna has to have an impact here.
Oh, this is so winnable.
Antic have got to peek this. They've got to peek it together. They've got to peek it right. There's a good swing, but Jakenna 1v3. He's not going to get it a second time. Antic continue fighting. Their defenses looking solid as ever. Match point in their hands now, or map point, I should say, as the best they can do here is push us onto map 3.
Well-composed defense there for Antic, but it's kind of what the doctor ordered, really, on the defense.
It's a pass mark, really.
Yeah, Circular Spheres, honestly, I really felt like they had an opportunity to convert the ground floor with that blue, with that blue push that they were trying to do, but they squandered all of their wealth pretty early with those flashbangs. After that, they just sent themselves in completely raw, and that was it, really. And I think, yeah, that's given Antic a free defense, essentially, and now Circular Spheres go on the defense.
Yeah.
This could be it, Dev.
This could be it.
This could be it.
By all rights, this should be CS winning the game in this round. It's been the defender's paradise. Antic, one final chance. You're attacking the basement. Now, they have succeeded in attacking this once before, but failed both of the other times they tried today. And for CS, I think they had a good read last time. Bit of a roam, found a pick, fell back to site. Prioritized just playing the power positions, playing their advantage, not overextending. Antic didn't have the initiative to get it done.
Okay. I mean, if you're Antic here, right? Final attack. Do you just see something really out of pocket? You know? Like,
maybe, but they're not going to. They're going to
not
do the
going
polar
to.
opposite of that.
Yeah.
They're going to do the exact same lineup they've done every
scares
time.
me, though, right? You know?
Well,
like,
the only thing that's different is we got the Capitao now. It's Capitao Grim combined. Could be some nice zoning there. Nice execute.
oh my
ops.
gosh, I can't believe he's going for a spawn peak on round 15. Is this going to
Do
work?
it. At least get in their heads a little bit. At least go for a bit of a swing. Pinku's been a big win condition as well for Circular Spheres. He's had consistent performances.
Full roam clear of the map for Antic as they look to sweep their way on in through the top floor. Pre-placed drone for Juicy inside of Cash will spot out at least half of this top floor being clear, but not the rest of it. Meanwhile, though, for Circular Spheres, it looks like essentially everyone has fallen off the top floor at the very least and is now playing on the ground floor. Doubling down, tripling down, in fact, on this position on main stairs. They really want to shut down whatever entry is about to walk in through here for sure. Oh my god. I mean, this is a massive commitment to this mid-round.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Oh, C4 as well.
I'd be
Surely
surprised
that's a
if
sound called
this works.
C4 if physics can hold on to that. I mean, they're probably not going to entry in from Logi, so it doesn't matter, but yeah, I mean, they've got quite lucky there that they have entry in through the top floor.
Still no push from Antic. They're trying. Oh, this is actually unreinforced. Might be able to get that with the breaching charge instead. Juicy could do that. No, he's elsewhere. Oh, the shotgun from Frixel. That'll do the job.
Okay, mid-round now. This should be... Oh, no, it's not! What a great C4!
Oh,
Pre-placed
man.
exactly where Logic deploys the boogie drone. Perfectly placed. And that's going to take down Logic early in what is the final round of the series. The one attack that Antic needed to win in overtime. This is looking like Circular Spheres in pole position to take this quarterfinal.
Antic, they fought valiantly. They've got 1 minute remaining, 60 seconds ticking.
And he can trick the wall.
Continuing to tick. The Bandit not in position to trick in time. And so he will hide in the corner. Oh, he's completely screwed. There's no way Goof survives this.
Oh, Goof.
Player at bottom main will take him on down. The fire to follow. Antic might have made this winnable again, but Pinku still survives, and he has been the playmaker of this game. Physics getting very aggressive. He's looking for a drop. He's waiting for it. The Capitao comes down. This is the chance. This is the moment. 2-1. Antic, you can't fumble it from here. You've had so many chances, and you've been gifted another one. Circular Spheres, get it done in 2 or go home. Antic want a rematch, and they want to go to Nighthaven. 4v2 in the post-plant. Pinku's been so good. Another pick for him. 3 more up for Antic. Japer timing this well. Nobody's watching. Killerman on a long angle. Who wins it? Killerman does. Pinku to drop a 20 bomb or go bust. Another one for him. Bit of damage. But time is ticking. 20 seconds. Juicy and Tuhon forming up together. The Dawn to lock it in. A rematch on Nighthaven is scheduled to settle this quarterfinal. Antic will not go down without a fight.
And that is not happiness on their faces. That is relief if you are Antic. They could have lost this quarterfinal handily to Circular Spheres, but they stay in it. They stay in the dialogue. And they win it in overtime. The one attack that they need to win, they close it out.
And the team that we touted to be the second best in the region all of last year, and coming into this year with that expectation on their shoulders, they already have failed at that. But now, after a comeback from getting 7-0 on the first map, They booked a date on Nighthaven. They lost this to CS before. Let's see if they've got it in them to right the wrongs of yesterday, as the catch will break it down for you.
History repeating itself time and time again between these two teams, but this time there's a last chapter to be written, Guz. I don't know about this, hey. That is... that's an interesting match. That is an interesting game that's just unfolded.
Yeah, let's just say attack was a challenge for both of these teams in this particular matchup. And as I was saying to you boys throughout the back half of this match, there was a way in which I think the script was written. And for the most part, it followed that, with defense continuing to reign true. And then heading into OT, CS with defense, I thought that was going to be their opportunity to close it out. But it goes down to the 15th round, and the attack able to brute force their way through.
It's painful, Jake. It's very painful. The way in which this is played out for Circular Spheres, I mean, granted, they probably should have lost in a 1 versus 4, but they just keep going.
Yeah, I don't know what Logic's doing when they went up 2-0 or something. Yeah, 2 rounds. I'm so frustrated.
Yeah.
Very frustrated.
Please,
watching.
Well, this is the therapist couch.
Yeah.
So please let me know.
Well, watching a lot of these attacks has just been incredibly disappointing. The defense has been okay, but the attacks have just been. What was the statistic that Devin Mandy brought up on the cast?
I think it's now like 5 rounds out of like 3 games. That
yeah, I mean that's insane. And that's going to be a very influential factor going into Nighthaven Labs as well. I don't know who... Well, we still got to do a coin flip, actually, to see who's going to start what side. And I think whoever starts defense on Nighthaven Labs should be in the best position, because it's going to be incredibly defender-sided, absolutely, without a doubt. You know, credit to Antic for what it's worth. I thought they were gone for all money. Mostly halfway through that second half. And they were able to bring it back, send it to overtime, and then when they lost the opening round of that, I thought, yeah, surely. And the fact that CS had 2 defensive rounds. So, yeah, they were really up against it, and they fought valiantly. They've earned this 3rd map. Now you've got to take the momentum that you've gained from Clubhouse. I don't think any of us were expecting both teams to take their opponent's respective map pick as well. So, look, it's been a very intriguing quarterfinal. I think the quality actually has not been anywhere near as good as the original quarterfinal that we had earlier today.
Look, I don't think it's hard to dispute that. It's a very... Sorry, it is hard to dispute that, because the fact of the matter is, this really should have been done and dusted for Antic. And I do mean that, guys. They actually, of both attacking sides, Antic had the better-looking attacking side. Not to say that it was incredible by any means, but there were a couple of rounds there where they did have their noses in front.
Yeah, I mean, the first half made a little bit more sense in terms of CS getting their one and only attack on CC Cash. That is the weakest side in the game at the moment, at least here in OCE. Whereas for Antic, round 10, they win basement. Then in OT, again, able to brute force, win basement again. And they didn't even really necessarily attack in a way that was all that convincing. It was echoing old metas, you know, triple wall hits, black box plants, like very old school kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Even off the back of losing the opening pick as well in that round 15 engagement on the Ram as well.
It's a lovely hatch.
Yeah, it was a difficult game to break down just because the game didn't play out in the way in which it probably should at this kind of level. But Nighthaven looms now. And again, I'm expecting, I don't see any reason why attacking is going to be made any easier from what we saw last night, what we've seen so far today. So the coin flip's going to be pretty influential, I think, as to who gets that early lead.
Jake?
Antic got to win this. They've got to win this now. Like, you've just won that map in the way in which you've won it as well. I mean, maybe they're not playing the best Siege ever, and I think there's another level that even Antic can go to. CS also just had an absolute life game from Pinku. Usually we're seeing Goofed or Jape or Jake Hanna. They're the ones that are going and dropping near on 20 bombs. So are you going to get that again from Pinku? Possible, but probably unlikely.
It's rewinding the clock, right? Pinku, once upon a time, was that guy.
Yeah. And I guess maybe reminding us that he still is that guy. Can he do it back-to-back games? That's going to be very tricky, right?
That's hard.
So I think Circular Spheres dropped the bundle there on Clubhouse, and now for Antic, it's all about understanding that your opponent just dropped the bundle, make them pay now, and you get the added bonus of revenge for yesterday on Nighthaven Labs after being 6-1 up. We're a very strong defensive half. If they win that coin flip and start defense...
I've had news. It's been a coin flip.
CS defense, isn't it?
Antic start defense.
Well, the only caveat being, though, does that get to them a little bit, Gus? Because the mental aspect of that is they have to essentially replicate anyway what they did yesterday, and then imagine they get themselves into that position again. Does that play some mind games? It's like, oh, well, geez, we're here again.
If that's your initial reaction to winning the coin flip and getting defense, Antic are in the complete
No.
wrong
I'm not
headspace.
saying initial. I'm saying let's say they get like a 5-1 half, and they're up 5-1. At the, like, is there that tiny little leprechaun on their shoulder being
I
like,
bloody hope not.
what happened
Why
yesterday?
is it a leprechaun? Are they Irish? Who's Irish on that team?
This is an EOL.
Logic kind of looks at.
Honestly, I could see that.
Yeah.
I could see that. But the producer's yelling at me. It's time to go to a break. When we come back, we'll be diving straight head first into Nighthaven Labs.
Welcome back, everybody. Antic versus Circular Spheres. We are underway with map number 3. I honestly cannot believe that we made it all the way to map 3 after the 7-0 annihilation that was Consulate. And then we went to the polar opposite direction, Andy.
Yep.
An 8-7, barely going the way of Antic on Clubhouse. Now we go to Nighthaven. And I don't know, I'm spent, to be honest. Like we saw this yesterday. It was taxing enough. It was an 8-7 in favor of Circular Spheres of defense round after defense round. Is it going to be the same story today? I guess we'll have to find out.
I don't know, Dev. I can't believe we're here. I can't believe they've done this. Really? Like... Okay. Yeah, so apparently they've said, let this be a barn burner. And Jafer doesn't want it to be a barn burner because he's tired.
Horse is tired. The one thing that I know is that Paul is in control.
I don't understand, you know?
Don't try and understand.
In with it, you know?
Don't
Do you
try and
just
understand.
embrace it?
Just
Like, rather
embrace
than
it.
understand it. Some things are best left a mystery.
Very true.
And one of the mysteries, the great mysteries of OCE, is who is Paul? And why is he in control? Anyway, so Nighthaven Labs. Now, Dev, I don't know if you've got the historic matchup.
Defenders, protect your bombs.
As in
between these
yesterday?
two. Yeah,
I
yesterday's one.
do have that
Are the
right
bands
here.
exactly the same?
So last time Antic banned Ying and Fenrir, and
Okay.
CS banned Monty and Valkyrie. So the Solus has crept in instead of the Fenrir,
Okay,
but Circular Spheres have banned the same things.
okay. So Antic's starting out on the defense, which makes me nervous because I think you can hear it in our voices, y'all at home. We are running out of steam and we're not even playing the game, okay?
I actually saw a tweet from Logic. He just said, like, this shit is stressful.
Yes. If you are in the game, it is stress city right now. Sweat city, okay? It is not good. But that also means that the energy is down here, you know? It's low, which also means that like maybe like you're feeling a bit eepy.
Yeah, a little bit EP. It's getting on. It's what, 10:30 here?
The focus might not be there completely,
On
and
the-
that is dangerous. Ooh, but apparently it is for Killerman.
Yeah, good opening. Oh, I like this. Really nice work there from Japer. His teammate droning ahead for him, and he cuts off the Azami very early into the round. Can't believe 25 seconds in, we've already seen it pick both directions. Now, Antic yesterday were very good on their roaming on this map. And Circular Sphere struggled a little bit with it.
So last game, the combination of Logic on Vigil with your mozzies and mutes and that type of thing was hard to crack. Circular Spheres on the attack, but it doesn't seem like they're going to double down on the roam for this particular bomb site.
Log.
This could be good from Logic.
He's in an awkward spot. He's not been droned yet.
This is a very high traffic area for vertical as well. So by the time that the buck does hit this room inside of storage, Logic is going to be there to meet him, and I don't know he's there.
Oh, there's a drone. It was just in that drone hole. I hope he saw it. I don't think I was looking at him. It didn't look lit at the moment to me. But there is a chance that Log's position has been revealed, in which case it's probably a free kill. He's actually starting to make a rotate back so that he can get towards site. Killerman's found a pick and then fallen off. In fact, both of these roamers do so. Advantage squarely in Antic's favor.
Bull is a player on the mirror window as well, right behind where Chikenna is at the moment.
Ooh, awkward
Juicy's
timing.
holding on to a great line of sight. Oh,
Nice
play
shot.
right around the corner. It's Pinku. He can be taken down pretty handily, and with a minute and 15 seconds left on the clock,
Attackers have located a bomb.
there is plenty of time to work with, but not a lot of players to work with this side of the attack.
Player spotted there. That's Physics. More with the diffuser. He's going to send out one Selma. Chikenna is just waiting for a swing to come through. He ends up being the one doing the swing, and he is taken down quite quickly. Physics in an awkward spot. Juicy's about to swing him and finish him off. There it is. And Antic convincing opening round on the basement, looking very solid on defense as expected.
Very nice. Great roam. Yes, you lost one on the roam, but Killerman was really showing up there on the ground floor especially. Didn't overstay his welcome, found his 2 picks, fell on right back. By the time that Circular Spheres hit the bomb site, there wasn't a lot of them left to hit the bomb site. And from there on out, Antic won it out. Solid defense. Nothing too special. But once again, it's the defense.
It is.
Defense.
Well, yeah, yesterday it was a 5-1 defense half for Antic on this map, and then they won the first attack round, and they still choked it from there and lost 8-7. So Antic are looking... I mean, I don't want to say too good yet, because obviously you don't want to jump the gun on this. One round of defense, it's just one round. I think we'd be talking very differently if CS had just won that round. We'd be like, wow, already won an attack, hey? But let's be honest, like that wasn't a very convincing attack. I liked the pacey roam clear.
Yeah, me too.
Didn't work. Like they didn't fully clear log, and they ended up losing the roam engagement anyway.
I quite like what Circular Spheres are bringing on the board here.
10 seconds left
Triple hard
before
breach.
insertion.
2 of those being ranged, of course, will make clearing out some stuff like your mirrors a little easier. Ash on the board makes that even easier as well, since you can drill it into the glass and shatter it as well. Not just that, but getting the walls open, also good. Especially on this bomb site, where there are quite a couple walls that you would like to be opened, and not all of them are breach chargeable if you are thermite, so yeah, making sure they have redundancy. Now their Urbana is actually in this game. Physics is going to get open IFT fairly easily, seeming that there is no anti-car breach on the other side, on the defense.
Yeah. Hard breach is nice and straightforward here, like you said. The round is not going to be determined on walls getting open. The round is going to be determined on these engagements as they start to come through on site, clearing out power positions, looking for an execute for CS. Japer, he was a solid player yesterday in the matchup between these two teams. Top on his team, 14 kills in the 15 rounds that we've had played. But the real standout player in that matchup was actually Killerman. He's already had a good start on that Legion last round. He got 17 kills in that game. A lot of entries as well. He was in 5 entry engagements, won 3 of them. Now, here, like you were saying, the Ash, the Mirror. Did that get caught?
He got eaten up.
ADS? Where's that ADS hidden?
Oh.
Oh, just off to the right. The second cell. Yeah, there you go. The second ace, or Ash, rather, reaching
Also
around.
missed, didn't it?
No, it got it. It got it.
Okay. I'd also like to point out that Gooft is on Supernova Hibana, by the way.
Cheeky.
So, cheeky.
There's a lot of good close-range engagements on this map, for example, where we saw Juicy a minute ago here in Connector. Japer puts a little bit of pressure his way. Now Juicy's got to wonder, am I in the right spot?
Pressure is coming in from IT as well, which is not the most fun point of entry if you're an attacker, but Jakenna's going to play it cautiously. Meanwhile, I think the main point of the map that we really need to be paying attention to is this connector side of the map, where the rest of the Circular Spheres players are situated and trying to clear the play inside a connector. That's where Juicy is, but he's holding on to the crossfire with his teammate of Logic, who's on the Jaeger, waiting to see if he can take down any players inside a connector. What can Circular Spheres do to displace the player?
Oh, he's got an ADS to protect him, and a mute jammer as well. Oh, this is nice, going in deep here. That player very close, and a good spray down. Very patient, very thorough from CS. 4v2. Awkward now. Tuhant on a long engagement. Doesn't land what he needs to. Frixel and him are both locked out of this B bomb site. Japer's one with Diffuser though. As he moves into the planned spot, the coverage needs to come through. No util ready to make this happen, and good from Pinku. Very nice. 2 rounds in, and Circular Spheres have already sprung up with an attack.
They won an attack. Yes! So
and
good.
it took him 2 goes as well.
Yeah, I know. That's so quick as well. So proud of them. They've done it. They opened up the walls. They played it methodically. They took their time to clear out Juicy. He was in a great position in connector, but it didn't matter. He got cut off. And then from there on out, Pinku with great cover of the bomb as well. They left the wall or the rotation hole completely open, even though the mirror had been taken down. And that was actually kind of the hole that the attack needed to get in the bomb site. That's where Pinku and his mate jumped on in. Got the bomb down behind the pillar. Well covered. Great attack from Circular Spheres.
Really nice stuff. Antic actually just going to go straight up repeat. I think Juicy really could have extracted a lot more value out of his hold. Credit to CS. I think they played it well. But yeah, Juice was really gunning to hold on a little bit longer, get out with his life, or get a kill. Any of those 3 probably would have been a win condition for Antic. But yeah, CS have already found 1. So you might be like, oh wow, 2 rounds in, CS have already found 1. That's surely the game, right? I wouldn't get too excited, because Circular Spheres actually won the opening attack round yesterday. And then it was Antic won 5 in a row. So even though I think Circular Spheres had a good read onto that, I wouldn't be surprised if Antic can then just like fix up these minute details. Some really nice drone from Pinku, by the way. Really good information for the whole of Rafters, for the whole of this round.
Oh wow, ambitious run out from Tuhan. Now, small adaptation from Antic is that they've brought along Bandit this time around.
Where's he using that? It's not on the IT bridge. Is that an external?
Last time around, there was no Bandit. This time, there is Bandit, which means that opening the walls is not as easy of an affair as it was previously. Now, it doesn't really seem to matter, because Logic is playing it all the way back inside of Connector.
I think he's playing to like hold on to.
So he's got a missing
Rio in
right?
pocket, so he's going to reinforce over late off that rotate. He's actually doing that right now. He saw a drone. He didn't extract a ton of value from that position, but I think that's probably worth it still.
It is going to close up the hole that previously Circular Spheres used to execute in the last round. So they're playing a lot more bunkered down this time around, and what I mean is it has afforded Circular Spheres a lot more space. Now, I think like you pointed out earlier, they've got a lot of info inside of Rafters, which looks like where the push is going to be centered around instead of Connector. Not just that, but Gooft as well is going to find a pick. Oh, and so is Jukenna. Is he in the bomb site?
Where is he? Jukenna has been traded, but that's been a big impact from him. No more breach, though, as the ace is down and the thermite is out. 3 players up on this defense. They're in the back seat. CS, well poised, looking patient. They have lots of time to make this work. They don't have to overextend. The drone's going out is perfect. I really like this at the top of blue from Gooft. He's been waiting with the shotgun. Tuhan walks straight into his welcoming arms. And with that, it looks like the round is surely over. Circular Spheres back to back on the attack. Beautiful work from them. Antic already on the ropes.
That was great from Circular Spheres. I really liked that they stretched out the strat book a little bit as well. They didn't go and repeat the same type of attack that they went for previously. Now, we saw on the side of the defense, Logic actually adapted. He closed off the connector side of the map and tried to play the bandit there. But instead of Circular Spheres playing into that and repeating the same attack, they went into something completely different. Garage-centered attack. Garage and IT, they made that one work because Jukenna found some great timing on his entry to find his 2-piece, and then the rest of the team just realized it was go time. They had the space there, and they completely capitalized off the back of that great entry from Jukenna, and then collapsed in on the bomb site. Gooft especially on top of blue to really put the cherry on top as well with the shotgun.
I think it's just such a good read. CS know how to play these numbers advantages. And so the first step is getting a numbers advantage. Second step is actually maintaining it and converting it. And they did that to a T that round just there. Yesterday, CS didn't win a single attacking round onto that top floor, and now they've already gone 2 for 2. This spells disaster for Antic. We already know how much they struggle on the attack, not just on this map, but holistically. The only glimmer of hope is they ended up winning their attack on Clubhouse at the end of that game. Despite having attack in overtime and it being a defender-sided game, they got just ahead of it at the final hurdle. And so that is at least something for them. Should we hit overtime here, they're also going to be on the attack again, by the way.
Interesting.
But I don't know, at the moment, like, Antic are behind and on the favored side, and that really does not bode well.
By the way, Circular Spheres tweeted at me a little bit. Oh no, is he going to get caught up putting Capcan traps down? That could be bad.
He was heard. Like, Jukenna 100% heard him. Oh, the
he's
Blitz is going to go straight for it.
Go,
Surely
go.
there's 2 of them! Oh, beautiful! Antic baited them in. Whether deliberate or not, the result is the same. Circular Spheres already 2 players down as Pinku is desperately pushing for a refrag, but he knows better of it. There's no way he makes this work going straight on inside. Desperation is the name of the game. Japer goes in, Juicy on the corner with a shotgun, meets him with a face full of buckshot. A C4 blind, but nice idea, doesn't find anything. It's dominant. That's all I can say. Antic springing back to life. They're not happy about losing those 2 top floor defenses, and so they lock away a basement quite simply.
Oh, impromptu tactical timeout for physics.
Just
nice.
Well,
Nice. Okay. Well, more nice if you're Antic. That was a very solid roam from these 2, especially over in blue. Logic has been pretty lethal so far on Nighthaven, especially on the Vigil, in tandem with Killerman, who of course was pulling over his teammates with some help, realizing that there was blitz on him. So that's exciting work.
Just good support, isn't it?
Yeah, solid. Good.
So,
Cool.
obviously Physics is just going to chill here. He knows that this round is done, so he may as well use this as a free tactical timeout. It's actually longer than a tactical timeout because he had about 1.5 minutes, 2 minutes. And you only get 60 seconds in your attacks. So what realistically will Circular Spheres expect next round? Because Antic could go back to the top floor, which they've now lost twice in a row, or they could go to one of the tertiary sites. We saw a bit of Kitchen yesterday. We actually didn't see Control Room at all, which kind of surprises me. It's a bit more meta in some of the other regions. But I wonder, like, what should Circular Spheres expect? You know, what's in the game plan right now?
Well, I think the game plan is it's going to be ground floor.
It could be top. I mean, that's the thing.
Could it be top as well?
Well, yeah, they lost it twice.
I mean, you really going to be top?
Would Antic go top? That's my question.
You really going to be top? I don't know, I have a feeling that Antic will probably go down.
Kitchen.
To the ground floor, whether it's one of them or the other, which makes me think that Circular Spheres are probably having a chat about how they're going to deal with this roam game.
So if I look back at the last time we saw Kitchen from Antic yesterday, they rang. Oh, there we go. Look at that. Well, whatever. There you go. Round's over.
Cool.
We saw them run Wamai, Solus, Bandit, Mute, and Frost. And if I recall correctly, that might have been... Was that the round where we saw them with that really cheeky roam upstairs? Or was that... Do you remember when we saw that roam in meeting room with the Azami?
I think that was Circular Spheres.
That was Circular Spheres doing it on the D,
that
wasn't it? Cheeky. Yeah, I don't know, like... It feels a bit risky to go Kitchen, because, to be honest, like, it's a kind of average bomb site. But if you've lost top twice, maybe you have to.
I think the main thing here for Circular Spheres is, like, clearly they put a lot of investment into doing the roam clear in the last round, right? They had Lion, Dokkaebi, Blitz, all the tools that you needed to try and make an explosive clear in the top floor for the roam game, and that didn't work. So I think the main thing they needed to do in that impromptu tactical timeout was really just like have a bit of a reset, realize, okay, they've done the right things that they needed, they just didn't execute it properly. These things happen, especially when you get double teamed by Killerman and Logic in the strangest position on the map, right? So, yeah. It's all right. I think that one's just to let that one go, because you had the right tools there to try and make it work, and oh well,
5 seconds
He put the mute jammer down as the reinforce was going out. And for those who don't know, when you finish a reinforcement, like, it kind of pops a little bit, and it'll destroy something that's too close to the reinforcement. So
this is an interesting lineup. Because, oh gosh,
where is? Oh, he's just gone for the hatch.
Okay, interesting lineup for Circular Spheres this time around. So they had a chat about what they're going to do next, and they've decided triple vertical is what they're going to do.
I read. These guys love their vert ops.
And Ram, they do love their vert, don't they? Hey, and that is quite exciting to me. That makes me think they're really dedicated to clearing out this top floor, which should be a challenge, but an interesting one.
Very separated here. As the Rams start to go out, really mincing up that floor in meeting room, the roof above Kitchen. Is this going to be a rush? There's a Ram, could be thrown straight on in. Pinku's going to think a boost, and they're just going to go for it. Physics is hot dropping straight down the hatch. Kitchen is open, but the Frost Mat gets him. Do they know about Physics? No, they don't, but it doesn't matter. Deucey, he held the fort, but the plan can still go down. Or can it? Is there vert? Is there coverage? Where is Antic? Finally coming from behind, Logic puts him down. And Pinku is taken out quite handily. The diffuser was planted, but it means just about nothing. Good recomposure there from Antic. A nice valiant rush attempt from CS, but red to a T.
Well, that was interesting, wasn't it? They tried. They really did try, didn't they,
Frost
Dev?
Mat.
But they got
Frost Mat.
Yeah, they got done in by a little Frost Mat, and Deucey, who was the actual Frost there as well.
He
the
farmed,
unbreakable anchor of Antic. Of the region, really, to be
We were
honest,
talking about this earlier today. He's pretty damn good, isn't he?
He is quite good on the bomb side.
He knows
as
what
it
to
turns
do.
out. If you try and rush, you can try that against most teams, but if you're trying it against Juicy,
Yeah,
you've
he's ready
asked
for Juicy.
for trouble. You've certainly asked for trouble.
Yeah, he nailed
Yeah,
this.
man.
2 kills and got the Frost Mat.
Oh,
Good from Log as well.
very nice retake.
Yeah, I like that from Antic. Like, they didn't shit themselves, to be honest. Like a lot of teams do when you're like, oh my god, rush.
Oh no. Oh no.
We have no one
Disaster.
inside. Doesn't matter. Just recompose. Nice and easy. I still, like, that aside, I love that from CS. Like, that's what I want more of. I want more explosive pushes. Both these teams have been, like, really slow, and it hasn't been great.
It was an okay idea.
What could you have done better? Drone the site, shoot the Frost Mat.
I don't know. I mean, yeah, I don't know. I don't want to break that one down too much because I think ultimately the main thing is that Juicy was already killed 3 of them, right?
Yeah.
That was like the big.
The round was over.
The round
at
was
that point.
over at that point. So I think Circular Spheres. Yeah, you know, change up the pace is a good way to view the game, but maybe not against Juicy. And so instead we're going to go up to the top floor. Oh no, we're in the top floor. Why have they done this?
No, this is dangerous, but the bottom is locked. And cafeteria is locked, so they have to reattempt for a 3rd time this top floor bomb site. Bit of a bandit juggle, somewhat successful, but I'm pretty sure we do have a bit of a breach here, so there's an entry hole. The Circular Spheres have proven to be very good at attacking this bomb site twice thus far already. Double the number of rounds on attack they won against Antic yesterday on Nighthaven. But gunning for a 3rd would be a massive buff. Good info as well. Spot out the mirror. They know that's there. They also know the bandit is there, and that means that, well, had there been an Ash, you wouldn't have been able to use that on the mirror to counter it. You can't use the ace at the moment. Pink is going to have to come and support with some EMPs. This is a big lurk.
Yeah, I think they've identified that there's some control inside of the ground floor. Of course, Tuhan is on the pulse, right? And not only that, but they also want to go for a garage-sided take, especially with the breach that's just gone down as well. Oh no, maybe they aren't. They've got con open too. So, as I understand it here for Circular Spheres, they've really opened up a lot of their options here, haven't they? They've got IT open, they've got con-side control, and they've got garage control too. So they're really keeping Antic guessing here on the defense. This is where Jakenna can make his move on in. Now, I think he's got one more Selma charge in his pocket as well, so if he wants to try and deal some damage onto the wall, he can. That's going to take down the mirror.
Ooh, nice.
But down below, the engagement has gone in the way of Gooft. There is still a pulse down here, and they know.
Yeah, there's info on the Brava drone. Look at the bottom right-hand corner of your screen. The Brava drone is watching him. They know that he's gone into this room. They know he's trapped. Gooft is just lying in wait. He doesn't want to overstep. I'm not sure whether Tuhan knows. Does Tuhan know that he's been spotted? In goes a drone from J-Pub. Perfect cut-off from Gooft. Oh, they had the default cam the whole time. Brava, worth its weight in gold. 5v3. It looks like it's going to be another round of attack for Circular Spheres. Frixel 1 versus 5. He doesn't find a damn thing. Big round from CS. They found half of the rounds in this half. More than what they need, more than the pass mark. Nighthaven is a massive up for them.
I'm a big fan of the way that Circular Spheres attack that top floor bomb site. It felt like with every iteration of that top floor bomb site as well, I got better at it. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like that round, they had a full grip on not just the bomb site, but the entire map, right? They got IT open first, then con, then all of the ground floor. They translated that into garage control at the same time as doing con control as well.
We're going upstairs, he says.
We're going, yeah, legit,
They're going basement. It's like, you know, yesterday when they didn't reinforce anything on the site? I got told afterwards that it was because they were actually trying to pretend it was an upstairs site.
Okay.
And so they reinforced upstairs, but actually defended downstairs.
Okay.
So they're kind of just trolling. They're getting in Antic's heads a bit by saying that they're doing it again, which obviously, like, this time it's not a bait. Like, Antic would be well aware of that. I just think it's cheeky as.
Okay, that's funny. That's so weird.
It's the Circular Spheres experience, mate.
It is the Circular Spheres experience. When you watch Circular Spheres, you're not just watching a game, you're watching an out-of-body experience.
Who's in control again?
Paul is in control.
Paul is in control. There's no doubt who controlled that first half. Circular Spheres going 3-3 on their attack. Compared to yesterday, where both teams only managed one attack in the whole of 15 rounds. Yeah. That's CS
fast entry.
Looking good.
Speedy. I like. Speed
info?
is good. Speed.
There must be drones pre-placed to enable this. They banned the Solus that does enable pre-placed drones. Log a bit worried. Oh, he's baited out a C4. That's nice. He's worried about a second one. This is a very cool deep angle, though, that he's got.
Nobody there.
He's got a feeling.
There's someone on the exo stairs, but not there.
Yeah, he's just watching for someone to re-aggress in through games, which could well happen. Oh, Gooft is going to go in there. Log might be able to cut this guy off. Is Log still watching the vert? He's so close to it.
So far, so good for Antic. They've got top floor control, but they now need to get that down into the ground floor. And the ground floor so far is sort of still fortified at the moment by Circular Spheres. They've got Gooft here who's playing like a pseudo. Oh no, there's vertical right there.
This is the vert.
Oh brother, run. Don't stay there. Okay, yeah, fair enough. He's realised and he's going to fall off and Pinku's going to hold on to it instead. But, like, honestly, Dev, time wasted, you know?
Yeah, it's
The time
unfortunate
sunk.
Antic that they didn't continue watching that vert, because that would have been a free pick. And that's what you want, attacking this basement bomb site. Especially with all these walls closed. Like, you've got these electric claws.
Kenna's still there as well.
Yeah, he's aggressive, isn't he? I don't think they know about him.
Considering how fast they got in the building, the rest of this clear has not been as fast.
He's on a cheeky 90-degree
Antic.
angle as well. So many players close up to
Oh,
him.
he just got off the vert for the stairs.
That
That's so
timing.
unfortunate. That is so unfortunate.
Is that 3 or 4 players moving towards Exo stairs for Antic? This is a very one-dimensional push.
I'm nervous, Dev. I'm real nervous here. There's a minute left to go. They're doubling down on this push going into Exo, knowing that it's clear for now. I mean, the vertical's gone down from Tuhan as well, so in theory, the adjacent rooms are clear, but I mean, this is the danger zone if you're asking me for Antic. Circular spheres look pretty comfy on the bomb site.
Oh,
Until that
nice.
happens.
But Jakenna is on for a flank here, and he's taken down the buck. That means he can deny plant from above. Antic will need to flood the site. There's no second chances here, but they have done so to perfection. Jakenna in a 1v4. And he does have the ability to flank from above. He's faked out an impact elsewhere and rotated over, but he's completely surrounded. Logic snuck in behind him. Antic steal away the round. And it turns out they do indeed have merit on their attacks.
Attack! Yes, this is so exciting. They're actually winning rounds on both halves of Rainbow Six Siege. This is more like a normal game of Rainbow Six Siege.
Much more balanced
This is
matchup.
excellent. Great attack there from Antic. Super fast top floor clear. They took a little bit more time on the ground floor, but I think that was fair enough. There were still some players that were loitering around there for a pretty long time. By the time the vertical game actually came out, I feel like that actually allowed the EXO entry to come through, I think, in a more safe fashion than we anticipated, Dev. I thought that they were really funneling their way on into it, but I think because so much of the bomb site had been vacated by Tuhan above, it allowed them safe passage by the time they hit it. And yeah, great entries.
I'm also a big fan of sometimes the best strat is just to push together.
Yeah.
Like, even if it's not great, even if you're kind of moving into the meat grinder a bit, like unless if you're going up against a mirror, just have 3 people push the same way. Like, you'll probably refrag at worst. You're unlikely to all get mowed down. And I think that was a good call from Antic. Fortunately, they just won engagement after engagement.
10 seconds left.
Very nice. And now they've taken the
5
lead.
seconds left.
That's
before
exciting.
Damn.
And they're attacking as well. So if they can keep doing a bit more of that, that's exciting.
2 more attacks, and they've confirmed at least overtime.
Overtime doesn't matter these days. We're in the best of 3s, Dev.
I know.
You can't just get the 6 rounds. You need to get 7
You do.
or 8.
True. But I think that even 2 more rounds here on attack, that just seems so achievable for me.
Yeah.
And considering we were talking about such a defensive-favoured game yesterday, I think that does say something. Gooft has managed to trick one of the Selmas, which is nice. But it doesn't really mean anything in the grand scheme of things.
So what is Antic able to achieve now? They're going to Maverick Trick open IT at the same time as having opened up Connector on the other side. So far, all right, I guess, for Antic for this top floor attempt.
Ouch.
Baiting out the C4 as well, not bad. Very nice, and does do a little bit of HP, but Juicy survives from that, so far so good. No one's been lost yet. That's the main thing that I'm looking for, right? Antic, they've got the Blitz in hand. And I don't think Circular Spheres know that Blitz is coming, right? So where are Antic going to put the Blitz to make this explosive? It looks like Garage is going to be the play.
Pink is the perfect operator to counter that blitz. Just about as perfect as you can get these days, maybe aside from an Oryx. Now, Antic, where is this push going to come from? It looks like it's actually, like you said, Garage, maybe a little bit of blue. And there he is. He jumps straight on inside. There's nobody here. On Rafters. Oh, be careful. Don't shoot your teammate in the back. Logic is now confirmed. Rafters control. In goes the breach from the ace. Big kill from Killerman. He was the top fragger yesterday. And he's having an impact here. But Juicy's gone down. A retake of IT from Pinku. Puts a standstill in the push from Antic. However, a down onto Jakenna. And soon to be confirmed. Oh, Logic. He wins that fight. The re-aggression now round the corner. Jape has been cut. And now it's all up to the retake. 1v3 for Goofed. As he finds the first, Logic's going to come running. Oh, he's got the diffuser. He's going to have to beat Logic in the 1v1. Never mind. Tuhan's come from behind, taking off his head. The tactical forced out from Circular Spheres as Antic are just 2 rounds away from putting CS down.
Yeah, necessary tactical timeout here, I think, as well for Circular Spheres. I think they've really lost the reign on this game, to be honest. Yes, those 3 attacks on the top floor were good, but that was all that they've been able to get so far in this final map. Potential elimination map here for Circular Spheres. Now's the perfect time to get yourself back in the game, back in the right headspace especially. Antic are mounting yet another really solid attack. Done in 2 parts, essentially. The first part, get inside the building, pretty explosive fashion, inside a garage, inside of IT, inside of Blue, all at the same time. And then from there on out, took a step back, did a small reassessment. Logic managed to find some excellent picks in his position inside of the rafters, and then they stormed straight on in through there. Yes, the diffuser was lost on top Blue, but by then, it was all goofed in a 1 versus 2. They can convert that. Really solid attack from Antic.
Antic. Patience is proving to be virtuous for them. I really respect the way that even after, I can't remember which player it was, I think it was Pinku, found a big pick outside the IT breach. Antic said, okay, we've lost our IT player. But what do? Do they try and brute force without it? No, they rotate someone over to fill that position. Ended up cutting off the player that ended up trying to rotate through later.
Take a step back when you need
Sometimes
to.
you gotta
Don't
do it.
overcommit, you know? Yeah.
And that split push was very hard for Circular Spheres to deal with. Now, as you said, CS have had 3 good attacks onto that top floor, but they're the only rounds that they've won this game. And they really need to have some teeth on their defense. Yesterday, it was a 5 defense run in a row. In fact, a 6 defense run in a row if you include the first round of overtime. And they had success on just about every bomb site you would want. Tank, that's the basement, this top floor servers, even kitchen cafeteria.
5 seconds left before insertion.
Back up to the top floor we go, which seems to be rather attacker-sided, as it has been in this matchup so far between these 2 teams. A very different story from what we were saying yesterday. Just 24 hours ago, really, not too long ago. This time around, the teams have certainly gone back to the drawing board. They've come up with some good ideas, and they've really thrown a spanner in the works for this top floor. And so far, it has been so good for Antic, who are on the resurgence here to try and claim out the series. Killerman is going to try and work with one of his teammates to get this wall open. And once again, the thing that I'm watching, Dev, is they fought along the blitz again.
Yeah, double down on it. Well, it worked well last time, even just for enabling some entry. For the explosivity, the ability for Shields now to one-hit barricades and jump through them straight away. It's proven to enable a lot of aggression, a lot of explosivity into these attacks, which is certainly what these teams seem to need at the moment. Nice attempt on a C4 there from Pinku, but it doesn't quite make it out the breach. It won't find anything. This is just like run-of-the-mill doing the due diligence for Antic. The Mavericks really efficient. And credit to Antic, they don't waste much time in getting this all done.
So far, this is looking like a carbon copy of the previous round with the way that they've opened up the walls nice and slow, holding the blitz outside, not committing to a decision just yet. Now, I'm wondering if it actually is going to end up being a carbon copy of the previous round, or if they're going to change things up slightly. Are they going to commit to what's going through garage, or are they going to take the time to drone out the top floor now and actually make an informed decision?
Right, this flash. He's actually going to enable himself to get up on this angle.
That's quite dangerous.
This will peek over that desk, though. I'm pretty sure he should have a deep angle. Pinku's aware of it, and he's the Warden as well. Perfect operator for this, but in comes the Blitz. He spots the Warden, flashes him out, peeks the corner for 2!
Oh, Logic!
Logic! He's just opened this round. 3 kills on the entry with the Blitz. Match point mere moments away. 3 players up for Antic as Japra tries to retake. Goofed is here too. They're completely locked out of the site. Logic comes through when he's needed. Antic to force this diffuser down. And the Blitz is once again teasing him. Oh, another
Logic.
big kill. Log is down. But Goofed has got it all to do. 2 kills. Info on 1 player. The second just standing near the diffuser. No time to work with. Goofed has got to play this perfectly. Round the corner. The first won't even go his way. The Log Dog comes through in the clutch moments. The Blitz is his paradise. And Antic have found match points.
For what has been a Defenders series for the past 2 maps, the story has flipped on its head for Antic now on Nighthaven Labs. Yesterday will not repeat itself. History will not be repeated because Antic have gone back and they've changed the dialogue completely. Solid round from Logic. 4K on the round with the Blitz, pistol in hand.
He just
With the
swung.
medicine they needed.
He flashed the Warden, and before he could even activate his blasters, he went for it. CS have thrown everything and the kitchen sink at this game, and they cannot find a defense. What's the story we were saying all series long, all of yesterday?
It was so
Nobody
painful.
can defend. Nobody can attack. Now nobody can defend.
In this map alone, we have won more attack rounds than the previous 3 maps between these 2 teams combined.
That is a ludicrous stat.
That is ridiculous. That is absolutely ridiculous.
That is ludicrous.
I mean, we were going hysterical in the last map, Dev. Like, we were genuinely in a state of hysteria between these 2 teams, watching them fail an attack over and over and over again. On Nighthaven Labs, boy, were we wrong.
Antic have finally cracked the case. And it turns out that bringing along Big Boy Blitz was the answer all along. Logic, for the 3rd round in a row, is going to stick this shield. And after a 3K in that round prior, I don't blame him. Now, an extended hold of this basement from Circular Spheres with a heavy roam presence.
Oh my god.
Is there anybody on the site right now? That's what I want to know. Full breach. All wide open for Antic, but Pinku, he's found Killer Man. He's found the opening pick.
Go.
There's one
They're gonna
defender.
go.
One singular defender from Circular Spheres on the basement, but back they come. Logic, oh, he's down! The big dog is down! And Antic are on the back seat. Frixel finds his entry looking for a second, he finds none! 4v2 for CS as they beg for a chance to hold on, to keep pushing us into another overtime. As Juicy and Tuhan lie in wait.
Tuhan could be in a great spot here. A lot of the players have now rotated all the way back down to the bomb site, and Tuhan is actually bugged from above. He can find the first through the hatch, and the other 2 are vulnerable to vertical.
Oh!
Juicy's gonna claim the second. It's back to a 2 versus 2 dev. This is so winnable here for Antic, and they don't know it, but they're gonna try and make this one work.
So slow down the pace. A quick drone into sight. The diffuser still in Juicy's clutches. He's got options. Tuhan doesn't know it, but he's got the whole map to himself. And he's got the ability to make vert on these 2 defenders. Jakena spotted. 2 drones still up for Tuhan, 1 for Juicy, and they're playing this slow. This is smart, but they can't let all of this time go to waste. These defenders have to be zoned out. They have to be found. And where is the call for Antic to push?
They could actually execute here. So, I mean, if physics could potentially be taken out from the vertical here, or through Juicy if you can find this pick. And then from here on out, the player in tank, I mean, can't be vertical, but he could be covered fairly easily by Tuhan. If they can land this pick, this could be pivotal.
And he does! Juicy comes up when Antic needs him the most, from a 2v4 down to a 2v1. And it's up to Jakena to show us whether Paul is in fact in control or whether he's fumbled this one again. Antic, dodge that C4 or die! Jakena! Juicy's gotta land this! 6-3 up from 7-0 down on Consulate. The Don rounds his corner. He's got info, but there's info on him as well.
Seconds remaining.
Jakena cannot let this one go astray. With the map in his clutches! Paul is getting it done! He's in control! And he holds on to Nighthaven!
Circular Spheres are counting their lucky stars off the back of that round. So winnable in the 2 versus 4 for Antic. Tuhan made full use of the ground floor. Juicy found his 2 on the breach. The round almost slipped away from the grasp of Circular Spheres as they picked up that early round advantage. But Jakena, you call upon him in the 1 versus 1 and he delivers on the Mozzie.
I mean, he's sitting there thinking, guys, we've got a 4v2. Why are you all dying? But he comes up big and he clutches for the squad. A little note about Jakenna. In that tactical timeout, I don't know if you saw, he was not in his chair. He went for a little bit of a loo break. And I'm glad he did because it meant that he held his nerve. He had the patience to make the play work. No impatience whatsoever.
Oh,
not on the edge of his seat.
Located a bomb.
Antic have fumbled around that should have been theirs, dead to rights, but they still have 2 more match points to lock it in.
Oh my god, I'm so stressed, Ev. I'm not even in this game, and I feel like very, very stressed.
I can't tell whether this is the best or worst game of Siege I have ever watched.
No, Dev. To us, every game is the best game, okay?
It's Schrodinger's game of Siege.
It is. It really is. But to us, Dev, okay? OCE League, we love the OCE League. Every game in the OCE League is good.
This is pure undiluted Oceania right
here.
here.
If everyone is equally as chaotic as each other, is there ever really good when there's just always chaos, you know?
Attacker's bomb diffuser has been dropped.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm not ready for this level of philosophy. It's just ticked over 11 p.m. here in Australia on the eastern coast. And Antic have 2 more chances to lock in a regulation win on Nighthaven after what has been such a strong attack half after a lackluster defense.
I think they're going to do the same thing that Circular Spheres tried to do. They're going to try and drop the kitchen hatch and go for a plant here.
Oh,
and
no!
it's been shut down.
He's jumped straight on inside! Goofed is making goofballs out of Antic. Everyone jumping in, jumps to their demise. 2v5 now. Oh, what a shot from old Pinku. Log 1v5. Yeah, I don't think this one pans out for him. Give us a show, mate.
Yeah, so Antic have tried to do exactly the same thing that Circular Spheres did on their attack of this particular bomb site and try and rush in through the kitchen window, cover in through vert, try and make the chaos happen. But this time around, it wasn't Juicy on the receiving end, but instead it was Goofed on the Fedria.
How many mags is it going to take? Is it 3?
1, 2,
Oh, it's only,
2.
that's not so bad. 1.5. Everyone was telling me like, oh, it takes so many magazines.
I mean, depends on the caliber of your gun, right?
This is a 5.56, right? That's
Yeah.
pretty... Sorry to get all technical, but I thought most attacker guns would be this caliber or higher. He's about to die, though. He's not going to check the right angle, and then he will go down to Pinku. Another big round for CS. Japer's stretching. He's just taking the opportunity to walk around a little bit.
I would be too. So,
This has been a bloody long series.
So,
what time do we start?
I mean,
like
yeah,
9 o'clock?
Yeah, I think so, something like
Before
that.
that?
So, as I understand it, the work schedule between these Circular Spheres players is quite punishing for their ability to practice. So, as I understand it, I think
Straight home from work, onto the PC.
Japer, as I understand it, starts really early in the morning, like 4 or 5 in the morning or something like that, right? And then he like rests in the afternoon and then plays Rainbow Six, right? Whereas I think for some of the other guys, it's inverse. So they'll like work in the day and then they'll want to play and rest at night, right?
Yeah,
So, I think, it's quite,
Hard to sync up, right?
yes, it's a tough schedule to work around for these guys, which I think is probably why Japer's just having a bit of a
Yeah, I don't blame him.
life contemplation moment
That's how I
because he's
feel
being
after-
filled with adrenaline but needs to wake up in about 3 hours or something like that, right? So,
Oh, God.
yeah.
Well, ironically, Antic, the reason that they cited, or one of the reasons why they cited that they dropped Pinku back when they were Rapid Response Regiment, moving into the Osiris era, was that he had too many commitments. He couldn't
Exactly.
commit the time that Antic wanted for their roster.
Yeah, that's how I understand it. So I think Goofs as well was also in the same situation as Pinku as well. I think a lot of these guys are working during the day or
Absolute grinders.
either during the day or shift work at night as well. So yeah, it's quite tough for these guys, which is why I think we're giving them so much praise for playing
Yeah.
such a drawn-out series
A
at the moment. It's
testament.
time of night. It's quite testing mentally.
Real testament to
Yeah.
what they've been able to do in this league thus far, especially considering they had such a pitiful first 2 play days. We've said this so many times, but Circular Spheres 7-0'd in their first 2 matches. Since then, they've had a few 7-0s in their favor, including the first map of this series. I still can't believe this is the same matchup as we saw however many hours ago when Antic just rolled over and died on Consulate.
Attackers are heading out.
Circular Spheres since then have made all kinds of comebacks, some successful, some less so. This one remains to be seen. One more round to push OT.
Now look, Circular Spheres tweeted at me earlier saying, man, you don't hate on us. Guys, I'm not hating on you, yes? I'm just disappointed in you when you can't win an attack. I'm like that weird disappointed aunt. But nevertheless, you've done well here, so I'm not a hater. I'm a believer.
It's defense now that they've got to win.
Yes.
Do you believe?
I do believe. They can do this. I mean, they've been sitting on match point. They've been staving it off so far. That last round was tremendously fortunate for them. I'll give them that from Jakenna. They've got to keep doing it. And here we are again on board with Jakenna, who's trying to hold out on the entry for a bit. Oh, he's actually hacked a drone in IT. So we can tell when the attack has come through on the entry. That could enable a C4 from down below, potentially from Physics or from himself if he wants to rotate through. Pinku as well is going to hold on to E for a little bit. So Antic have got their work cut out for them on the roam clear.
I do. Pinku's been so close to getting a kill here. Juice has got to be careful where he lets his head stand. Antic are just playing slow. They've had very good attacks onto this bomb site previously, but they have foregone the blitz, which proved to be very successful. Little bit of damage from Pinku. With that gun, you really need to be nailing headshots. Scorpion does not pack a punch. Nice flash.
They don't capitalize off it though, and that's going to enable Pinku to go for the re-peek, but not landing the shots that he needs, and he's still going to be holding on to this top floor.
Yeah. And bomb site's
Pinku's got
down.
a bit of a fall-off route, as I understand it. The hatch being open
yeah.
to him as well. Oh, but the line of sight is open. If Antic can capitalize on this, Pinku might overstay his welcome.
He needs to at least take a player with him. He's dodged bullets there. He can still make it to the hatch and survive and fall back. Oh, there's a player. He's got the read on him. Tuhan, and in he goes. Killerman's looking for him. Tuhan's on his cutoff. How many bodies can he take with him? Not a damn thing. Antic finally find the opening kill, and as Physics runs away, he will be pinged by the Lion. He goes straight into that mute jammer to silence the Dokubi's call, as Tuhan is hot on his heels. Good coverage from Frixel, and he lands that frag. Antic up 2 players on match points.
It's a match point, but there's only 30 seconds, Dev. They need to still convert it from here. They've wasted 2 minutes in the top floor, and that's allowed so much room for these 3 remaining anchors on the side of Circular Spheres. But it might not matter. Japer's going to round the corner to try and deal some damage, but it does not matter. Frixel for the 3K, and it's just Jakenna.
He's done a 1v3. Can he do more? 2 kills on the round. And he is called upon to ace. The plan is going down. 2 players up above. Big from Jakenna. Plan confirmed! 1 more on this top floor. And he's got the info. He's going for the run-out. Ambitious as ever. But if anyone can get it done, it is this man. With the game on the line, the upside down rappel, there's just no way that you can possibly win this. A C4. But that is desperate if I have ever seen it. Antic, they were 7-0 down. And on the final map, they find their revenge! Circular Spheres have been kicked out of the server, and Antic are making their way to the semi-finals.
You have to admire the tenacity on these Antic players. Down 0-7 in map 1. Do they claim themselves back with a grueling match on Clubhouse, taking it all the way through to Nighthaven Labs? The stamina on these guys is insane.
No overtime required on Nighthaven, but it took them a bloody long time to get it done. 3 match points and a clutch from Jakenna. If you're an Antic fan, you've been shitting bricks. That's all I got to say. And the desk, I'm sure, will break it down better than that.
Yes! Go on, mate. You got the spotlight now. You can't do that and not take the spotlight.
It was a very good game of Siege.
You were happy with that, mate?
I was happy with that. That was good.
The Don rewrites his own history, mate. He is the
You know what they
scriptwriter.
say about the dog?
What?
The one that bites or barks louder. I can't remember. James, you didn't remind me. I hope that came through. I don't know.
I'm pretty sure it did because I could hear it on the outside.
What a game. Honestly, I said when we went to the 3rd map that surely Antic are going to go on and win it from there. The momentum that they had, winning that 2nd map, winning on club.
Jay, just very quickly, we won't waffle any further. It's okay. I can see. Instead, we'll bring your best mate on. Big Long Dog!
There he is!
There he is.
I told you. I said I was going to back you guys in, and you didn't let me down. These guys
we
here,
nearly let you down.
These guys here were all in on Circular Spheres. Mandy and Dev were all in on Circular Spheres. I wasn't. I believed the whole way.
Thank you.
Halfway through club, I was a little bit scared. But
I would have been scared after the 7-0 loss. That's probably where I would have gone flip sides, you know.
Oh, God, best of threes, mate. It's good to have him back, isn't it? It's good to have him back, because that...
No, man.
What do you mean, no? What do you mean, no? If it was a best of one, it's all done.
Oh, man. Well, nah, we would have gone to a different map, and then, you never know what could have happened.
Sure. Look, let's actually break it down a little bit, take it somewhat serious, because it was a quarterfinal. Single elimination. That's CS out. How's the heart going?
The heart is pumping. I think that it was an interesting best of three. I think we could, opening with a 7-0 loss was depressing. Like, if I'm going to be honest, as a player, everybody, as anybody, you get destroyed map 1 of a BO3 start, like, after losing to the same people the day before. It's, it's always hard to come back from that. But we jumped into the end, and Juicy made sure to give us a bit of a spray. He made sure to let us know that what we were doing just was not good enough. Our energy wasn't good enough, and we were playing like pussies, pretty much. So he said, pick it up, play better, and stop making excuses for what's going wrong, and just start making things go right. And it managed to work.
When you guys won Clubhouse and you knew that there was going to be that third map, my belief was that you guys would take that momentum and kind of bring that into Labs. Was that the team energy as well on your side of things? Did you feel that after winning club, their map pick, after what happened on Consulate, that there was almost like this injection of hope once again and a bit of a spark left in this roster?
I think so. If I'm going to be honest, I think that us as a team right now is we're just pathetic. There's not really any other way to say it. And, we're a team that was projected to come in and play really well, and we're just not. And I think that coming into this week specifically, when we beat Odium, I think we were happy with ourselves. We proved something to ourselves. We played really good Siege. We did really well. And then we jump in and obviously we lost that game yesterday, which, like, to be honest, it was just a throw. It was just sad, and it was not the par that we want to set for ourselves. Like we have a bar for ourselves, and it wasn't even close. And I think coming into today, I don't know. I think we did well, but I also think I don't know. I think we closed it out because they got tired and they made mistakes more than us playing the best that we could. So we got a lot of work to do over this next week.
Looking to take some positives away from that game log. I'm having a look, and there was only one round on Nighthaven where the entry was not converted into a round win. Killerman for you guys was absolutely popping off. Did a really good job on entry yourself as well through the mid round. I mean, you went 13-6 as well. Are those positives that you can take away, that you can find those win conditions, especially on attack?
I think so. I mean, we're really confident in our Nighthaven attack. Honestly, yesterday was such a fluke. We genuinely, like, today, you guys would have sat there seeing the half go 3-3 for defense, and you probably would have been like, CS have got this, because that's how it was, right? We couldn't attack. But at the end of the day, we came in, and Archer made sure before we jumped in, he told us exactly what we needed to do. He cooked up a bunch of new attacks for us, and he said, this is what you're doing. Stop playing scared. You are better than these people, and just take the fights, and I'll cook some stuff up for you. Obviously, a little bit overzealous, a couple too many rushes maybe, but we ended up closing it out nice and slow at the end.
Being real, coming into this stage, the goal would have always been to be competitive, to arguably finish at least second, and to, maybe scare Bliss. I mean, the goal is never really to beat them. And I guess internally you might say, okay, we can give them a run, et cetera, et cetera. But, like, being realistic, it's just not on the cards. New roster, they are who they are. But now you get the opportunity, semi-final next week. You've got a week to prepare, and it's essentially, I look at it as just playing with house money. Like, you've gotten to this position. It's been a rough stage, up and down. Even down to the last play day, you could have actually just been, straight up eliminated. Do you go in with that mindset now where it's like you've got a week to prepare, and there's no real expectation? Does that maybe alleviate some pressure?
I think yes and no. I think we need to prove something to ourselves. I mean, it's like I said to you, the fact is everybody that went into the stage and finished second place, finished third place. To me, I think I said this to you when you were asking about how confident we were coming in today, and I said, you know, at the end of it doesn't matter where we finish. It doesn't matter that we were 4th before playoffs. It doesn't matter whether Odium were 3rd or Mana 2nd. At the end of the day, everybody needs to beat Bliss anyway. You can be proud of yourself for finishing 2nd, but what does that matter? Bliss is still undefeated. If you want to go to a major, you still have to beat them. Whether we verse them next week, whether we would have versed them in the grand final, it's no difference to me. And I think that us as a team, I think we're going to prepare as much as we can over this week. I think we have confidence in ourselves that if we can really play well on game day, but at the end of the day, I think today's performance was not up to par. Neither was any other performance we've had over the stage. So we really have a lot of work to do.
Well, on that note, how about we we give you the space and let you go, my friend? Is there anything you'd like to say before we close the curtain?
Yeah, I just want to say shout out to you guys for the cast and shout out to Xenox for backing us, obviously.
No worries, mate. No worries. Only one.
And I do actually just want to give a shout out to other teams, to be honest. I think, beef aside, as much as I talk crap to a lot of you guys, you're playing really well. Odium are playing very well. Man Esports are doing very well. And I'm happy that it's more competitive, right? It's better than last stage, better than the stage before. I'm happy for that. And I just want every team to try their best over the next playoffs and put on some good performances and maybe not keep giving Fresh some embarrassing tweets of some terrible gameplay would be awesome.
Don't mind him.
Mate, he lives in wet old dreary bloody England. He's got enough problems on his plate.
Oh, wait, I'm going to shout out the org. I didn't shout out the org last win. Shout out Antic, sticking by us. Wins, losses, more losses. Yeah, shout out to those guys. So, yeah.
Beautiful, mate. Well, it's always a pleasure to have you on. And, God, let's pray by some miracle we're speaking to you next week.
All right, see you later, guys.
See you, mate.